Good evening, everyone. It's Glenn Calloway. It's a Tuesday evening, 7:45 in the evening in the our local time here. Going to do a couple hours of chat with my good friends Sam St. John and Rob from Northern Revolutions. Please subscribe to their channels if you're not a subscriber. Great channels. I'm expecting Sam to join in any minute, and Rob, I think, at 8 o'clock. I think a lot of the discussion tonight is going to be about two things: George Harrison, the anniversary of his passing, and the anniversary of the Concert for George. So I wanted to talk to Sam and Rob about that, get their opinions on the Concert for George, and maybe throw a few questions at them, Beatle related. Also, I recently got the Tom Petty box set, the vinyl 6-album box set. So I want to have a discussion on that because Sam is a huge Tom Petty fan, and I believe he got the 4 CD set. So I'm anxious to get his thoughts on it. And Rob, I think, bought the 3-album set. So we all have some version of it. Would love to get a discussion going on that. One person watching, there was two, and then somebody left. I lost. Hey, how's it going? We're good. Anxious to get started here. As soon as I get some friends, I have been all wrapped up listening to the David Bowie Moon Age Daydream 2 CD set. The vinyl comes out in 2023. I just did a review of this today. If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm absolutely loving this. I can't stop listening to it. Just playing disc one again as we are coming into this video, and man, there's some great stuff on here. Wow, really, really well done. I'm dying to see the documentary. If any of you have seen it, let me know what you think of it. I found out last night, I Googled and said, where the hell can I see this thing? And I can get it through my Roku stick and rent it for $5.99. So that's the plan. I was going to do it this afternoon, and I felt a little tired, so I figured I would have fallen asleep through it. So I'm still obsessed with Bowie, Caravan, and XTC. That's it, man. You have no idea how much time I spend listening to those three artists. It's unbelievable, especially now. Caravan's kind of taken a back seat. They were the first few months of the year, it was all Caravan. Now it's all Bowie and XTC. I'm kind of splitting them up. I make USB sticks, memory sticks, to take in my car, and I load them up with different artists. So I have a memory stick devoted to XTC. Every XTC album I have is on there, and plus the Andy Partridge, Fuzzy Warble stuff, and Bowie too. I've got like pretty much Bowie's whole collection. I don't know what I'd be missing from Bowie. I think I got everything. So I made a Bowie one, and they just top of the evening, Jason. How are you? Yeah, we're just talking David Bowie for a few minutes. The documentary was pretty interesting, trippy visuals, not a typical linear doc. So I've heard it's almost like a almost, I don't know. Like you said, it's not a documentary. It's almost like a some kind of a commercial for David Bowie or something. But there's some great stuff on that. I mean, I'm sure the documentary has all the stuff that's on the CD set, which I'm so impressed with. It sounds really good too. They didn't put a lot of talking stuff on the CDs. It's all music for the most part. Kind of reminds me in a way of the Beatles' Love. I have right here, when they did this mashup of Beatles stuff for Cirque du Soleil. It's not exactly the same, but it's got the same idea. It's kind of a mashup of songs and some, outtakes and stuff like that. So Day Tripper, what have we got going here? And I was discussing both my brother on the phone last night, and he was wondering if I happen to have a bootleg show of when he went to see Bowie with his girlfriend at the time in 73. Wow. Seeing Bowie in 1973 would have been something else. Can you imagine what that have been like? So exciting. Must have been crazy. I do not collect bootlegs per se. No. I'm not a snob like an audiophile snob where everything just has to be perfect, and I got to check the decibel levels on every song to make sure it's actually perfect. But I do enjoy good sound, and if most of the boots sound like crap, if there's a good sounding boot, I'm in. I don't have anything against them. I have there's a store near me that sells a lot of like radio shows and stuff like that. I guess they're released in Europe on CD, and I've got a few of those. I got Ry Cooder and some stuff that sounds really awesome. Nick, how are you? If you don't like it, that's fine. I'm sorry. I missed your last comment, Glenn. I know this isn't your type of music, but I recommend you check out Metallica's new song. It's called Lux Eterna, which is Latin for eternal light. It's really good. I will check it out. Thanks. I definitely will. And then if I don't like it, it's fine. I know. Anyway, I did find the show in one of the boxes that I have, and it sounds really good from Long Beach, California. Wow, very cool. Andrew, good to see you, man. There we go. Hey, Tripper, I'm just playing matchmaker here. You guys just go ahead and make your dates. It's fine with me. I can just sit here and play the dating game. No problem. I don't know what happened to Sammy. I know he's combing his hair. He's always doing that. He'll be here in a minute, I'm hoping. I don't want any dead air, but after a while, you just go, talking like a maniac here. So, like I said, when I started, there's 10 people watching now, and there was only one when I started. So today is I believe it's today, is the anniversary of George's death. It might have been yesterday. And I think today's the anniversary of the concert for George. So I wanted to have a discussion about that. I'm going to bring this up with Sam and Rob when they come on, just get their thoughts on it. If anybody watches Norman Maslov's channel, Mazzy was actually at this show. He went to Royal Albert Hall to watch this 20 years ago. So I know he did a video today that I haven't watched, just reflecting on it. So Day Tripper was worried about Sam there for a few days. He's fine. Sam just wanted a break. And yeah, sometimes we need a mental break from all this stuff. I try and do a video every other day, and I'm telling you, I heard Larry Graves say it the other day too, but I wake up in the middle of the night, and when I do, it's usually because I'm old and I have to pee. But when I lay back down in bed to fall asleep, I think about YouTube videos that I can do. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah, you get dead air. It'd be good to come up and keep you company until Sam and Rob gets here. I can do that. I will send you a link. It's up there. Come on, Nick. That'd be great to talk to you. Yeah, so yeah, where was I? Oh, yeah, the George thing, and then trying to come up with video ideas. So I thought I had the greatest idea in the world the other day. It's if any of you do videos, you ever have that thing where you think, I have come up with the most brilliant idea. This thing is going to go viral. I'm going to get 1,000 people watching this thing. And I did ranking the last waltz. I thought, this is brilliant. Where did I come up with this? I'm a genius. No one's watching it. Hi, David. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, Nick's teasing me here. 1 minute. Makes sense. Yeah. So, so if anybody you watched my last waltz ranking, if you guys are fans of that show, be interesting to hear what you think of the performances and what your favorite one is. Oh, I got Sam. There he is.
Hey, everybody.
You're leaving me here to talk and talk and talk and talk. I'm just going, these guys are getting sick of hearing my voice.
Well,
I don't want dead air.
I was waiting for.
Oh my God, your hair looks nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I know that's what it's all about.
It is. Yeah.
I hope you unplugged the hairdryer. You don't want any fires.
About 7 this morning.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
James, have you listened to your Tom Petty Fillmore set yet? Yes, I mentioned earlier when I first came on that I'd really love that to be part of the discussion tonight, because I know Rob got, I think, the 3 LP set, and you got the CD set, and I got the 6 LP set. So it'd be really nice to discuss. We've got a gentleman coming on with us, Nick.
Hey guys, what's up?
How are you?
What's going on, Glenn?
Thanks for bailing us out here.
Well, I see your buddies here now, so now I'm unneeded.
Well, that's okay. You can take over. We're just going to sit back and listen to you.
What do you want to hear about? You want to do the Nazi whack-a-mole thing? Let's see what we get.
What do you got going on?
Susie Quattro was the
Susie. If you knew Susie,
yeah. Maybe we could. You can't look at him.
He is new to whack-a-mole.
Accidentally 2.
Alice Cooper
and
Kiss.
This is a ton of stuff. I still got to.
This is funny.
Trying to get to one of the good.
Sorry, Mazzy. I hope you don't have a copyright on this. We're gonna get.
I think he does. I talked to Mazzy earlier today, and he's putting out a. Well, maybe he doesn't want me to talk about it, but he's putting out a hysterical video on coming out on December 1st. I grabbed too many. Some of my Dylan collection.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I've got the Dylan mono box back there, but these are all original stereo press. Actually, these are UK. No, this one's not. Wait, where are they? The UKs are in here somewhere. These are all, 2i.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, where
did your vocals go up at all, Nick?
Can try. Hold on. Is this better?
Much better.
That's better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just take the earbuds out. I came across a whole bunch of old. These aren't them, but still some good records.
Oh.
This is an original. This is a German press on
nice
Pink Island Rim.
Wow, what a great album that is, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's the classic, the classic thrift store record right there.
Oh yeah, not anymore though. That thing, I think
I still leave it where it lies when I see it.
An original of this, God, I think this is like probably for like a, because I believe the Germans records use the same plates as the UK.
Oh.
But so it's all great quality stuff. But
I every time I seem to find a German pressing somewhere, it always sounds really good.
Oh yeah. German pressings are amazing. Actually, here's 2 more classics.
To the good ones. Look at that.
German pressings are in their. Well, I mean, you can leave the Germans up to making a quality precision product, but a lot of the times, like the UK plates, would be sent to other like to like France and sometimes Germany and Spain. So they're actually, it's the same mastering, just different pressing plants.
Mhm.
And so even like and I think the cat's out of the bag with this one. The early, like first original pressings of like say Iron Maiden UK, you can get the Russian press. And I mean, would you go out of your way to get a Russian press? No. So you end up, you figure out that the Russian press used the UK plates, and so it's basically the same mastering because
Mhm.
once you get some bad mastering, that can mess things up a little bit. But
I had a Jethro Tull Aqualung German pressing, which was really nice.
oh yeah, you know what? Hold on one sec. I'll grab really nice.
It was called Aqualung. The German pressing of it.
Yeah.
Aqualung. Yeah.
Sam, did you play Headquarters all the way through yet?
No, I've been. My focus has been on Tom Petty the last few days. I'm probably going to hold off on Headquarters until Petty has died off. I don't want to overload myself.
We'll save that chat for next week. We got enough to talk. We got a lot of Petty to talk about tonight. And George.
Yeah, George
2
Harrison.
Wilburys are going to be in discussion heavy tonight.
Did you see today they were showing the concert for George at select theaters?
I heard that.
For the 20th. It was nowhere near me.
Oh, yeah, but it's never near me.
It's always like in Charlottesville or heading toward Richmond. So I'm not going to drop that far for a movie.
I used to have it on DVD, and I can't find my DVD. Something happened to it when I moved or something.
I gave it to my sister as a gift years ago, and I think she watched it once, so I didn't steal it from her.
It's really good, but
it's really good. Some of my favorite live performances of all time are in that version of "Isn't It a Pity" with Billy Preston.
Fantastic.
And then I love Tom Petty obviously doing "I Need You" and "Taxman."
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Here's a few recent finds. This one was a kind of not necessarily a grail, but one I really wanted in the collection for.
Your mic is really getting weird on us here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, I was just trying to let you know.
Am I breaking up or?
Kind of. What do you think?
It's like it's crackling.
It's kind of crackling and low.
When you had the headphones on, it actually sounded a little bit better. So maybe try that again.
I'll plug those.
It sounds like it could be the microphone on the laptop or the iPad, whatever you're using.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I won't.
Well, that's okay.
Too much longer, but it's of course the.
You got the moment to stand up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is an original first press UK on the Pink Island.
Oh, nice.
And I got this through Patrick, and I don't know how pink it's showing up. Oh, there it is. Pink.
Yeah, that's such a great album too.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
Here's one of my new subscribers, Sam. Dave's joining us. Howdy,
David.
Sam. I can tell you're from one of the southeastern states.
I'm from the mother of presidents state. I'm from Virginia.
Yeah. I'm up in Massachusetts.
Oh, go Pats! I'm a Pats guy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, David. I actually bumped into him the other day on Rachel's stream, and he wrote me, and I keep meaning to reply to you, David. That was such a kind message you wrote me on Messenger. Just thank you for saying hi. I really appreciate that, David.
That's cool. I've been to Virginia Beach 3 times a long time ago.
David, I think I've been to Virginia Beach one time.
Howdy, Nick.
I always go out of state for the beach.
Nick said hi to me. Yeah, I said I'm just a relationship guy here. I see the other Canadian dude sitting waiting in the waiting room here, the green room. Let's see if we let him
Oh,
in.
let him up. I'll bail in a second. You guys can do your show.
Hey, Rob.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Rob.
Nick showing us a few vinyl finds before he
Yeah.
retires for the evening.
Just interesting pressings. This is an original John Lee Hooker, but I've never really seen this before. This is a UK Atlantic, and it's blue and
Oh, that's
orange
that's a different label.
instead
from
of
Atlantic.
green. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
like
look
blue.
real close, it says "Made in the UK."
Wow,
Yeah,
I like that label.
yeah, me too. Right? Like it's a good change from the. I mean, the classic is obviously the green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just coming up to keep you company. I didn't know when you buddies were going to be here.
well, I appreciate that. Nick
Oh.
was bailing me out because you guys weren't showing up, and I was getting tired of talking.
Is this a
Well, you're-
professional?
You originally said 7:30, and then you said 7:45, then it was 7:50, and I was like, he must be taking his beauty rest, his nap.
No,
I
it
had
was
to put- I had to put my
7:44
son
when I
to
came.
bed,
Well, our
so-
clocks must not be on the same.
Well, see, I was in the depths of watching Jeopardy at that point. So
Oh, there you go. Okay, now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on Newfoundland time.
All right, guys, I'm gonna bail, but
Thanks, Nick.
Nick, it
I'll
was nice
be
meeting you.
listening.
Take
and
care, buddy.
enjoying.
I appreciate you coming on.
See you guys.
Have a good
Thanks.
night. Oh,
Oh, what did I do?
Nick took Rob with him.
Rob, it says Rob's there.
It might be his internet. Because I can't.
Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Yeah,
No, what happened there? You all right, Rob?
There you go. Hey, guys.
Good. There we go.
He got held
Good,
hostage.
can you
for a
hear me?
second. Yeah.
Okay, so I was hoping we would have a couple of conversations tonight. One
Something like that. You're the
Tom
ones, you know,
Petty,
reliable.
box or set, because I know Rob, you got the 3-album set, right? And I got the 6-album set, and you got
I did,
4
yeah.
CD set. So I'd love to discuss our thoughts on that, and also talk a little bit about Concert for George, because it's 20th anniversary, I think, today or something.
Yeah. 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I might throw a few Beatles questions your way, George related or something, just for fun.
Well, I guess let's start really quick. Joe Mayo just put an interesting video up this morning about Ringo and the 50th anniversary of the Ringo album next year.
Yeah, they're doing a reissue on that,
possibly being a box set.
which, I love Ringo to death, but as far as I'm concerned, there's only one Ringo album to own, and that's it. That's the Ringo album.
You got to hear you got to hear Time Takes Time.
I
Got
don't
to.
know.
Yeah, you do. You have to.
The stuff he's doing now just drives me nuts. It's like he's just trying to it's like he's trying so hard to come up with some anthem that's going to outlast his lifetime. It's just going to be the big sing-along song that the whole world's going to love forever, and every one of them sucks.
It's fun. I don't.
Oh, it's not even fun. It's just painful.
Nah, I like it.
If
I mean,
anybody
this-
else did that, you wouldn't listen to it.
What's
This
that?
might be controversial. I love Ringo, don't get me wrong. And I've seen him twice, and he's incredible. I'm not going to rush out to buy an album of his. While he is probably one of the greatest drummers ever, he can't sing for shit. Oh, come
I
on.
disagree.
His voice suits certain songs.
It
and that's-
does.
in very
It-
few songs. But
That's true.
He is like Photograph is a freaking great song.
Back Off Boogaloo. He kills that.
There are some good songs. And I mean, it's suited
Yeah.
for stuff like Octopus's Garden, sure.
Yeah,
But,
but he can't sing for a whole album. Ringo,
right.
Mm-mm,
And
can't do it.
let's be honest. If he were not the Beatles drummer, would we still be talking about him?
No, that's what I'm saying. Anything he
Right.
puts out now and people are buying, they're buying because they're completists,
Correct.
Beatle fans.
I don't
I'm
think
not trying to listen. Without the Beatles, would not have been the Beatles without Ringo.
Yeah,
And he, one of the greatest drummers ever. I think
Yeah.
I'm not a drummer. I'm barely a guitar player. But his own merits as a solo performer. Meh.
which is
yeah.
crazy
Just
because
the Ringo album. That's all.
had a
that's
lot of
all I
it.
need.
he had a lot of hits, which is crazy. You know,
Oh, Christian's taking offense to this. Time
Uh-oh.
Takes Time is incredible. Vertical
Oh,
Man
Christian,
is
get
as
mad
good
at
or
me.
better.
Time Takes Time is very, very good. I'm telling you, Glenn, you've got to listen to it.
Okay, I'll give that one a shot.
You've got to.
He
If
did a
I
good
was,
job on Little Help from My Friends. Yeah,
Of
perfect
course he
song
did.
for Ringo.
Of course he did.
Perfect.
and the Beatles, the other Beatles kind of had to push him to get that big note at the end. He was kind of self-conscious about hitting it, like holding it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Would he have been a solo performer like from the like? What? No, I don't think he would have been. Would he have been like he would have been a session guy like a Jim Keltner, I think, for sure.
Right.
And he would have played with those guys. He would have played
Yeah.
with Dylan. He would have played with even the other Beatles.
Right.
But yeah, he wouldn't have had the success. I mean, obviously that was a catapult. I mean, would Keith Richards have had his, albums without the Stones? No.
But it would have been interesting if Ringo would have not done the All-Star thing and just put a band together with some really good musicians and
Like
a good
Paul's band?
vocalist and stuff, and just be the drummer and maybe sing the odd song on the album like he did with the Beatles. He might have come up with something pretty cool.
Maybe like to do like what Nick Mason is doing now,
Yeah.
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 or Ginger Baker did for years and years.
Yeah. Exactly.
'Cause, I mean, I hate to say it, but the All-Star Band is almost a novelty act.
Yeah.
And they don't
Yeah.
mean to trivialize it because they're all incredibly musicians. But you go because it's Ringo,
Yeah.
and you go because of some of the other people. But it's kind of a touring novelty act.
Yeah. And plus, the first All-Star band was the best one. I mean, it had
Absolutely.
superstars in it.
Absolutely.
And then there was the second version that kind of had like Guess Who guys, and they kind of went through Todd Rundgren. There was a whole thing of other that were pretty cool
diminishing
musicians.
it's diminishing returns is what it
And
is.
then at some point, he settled on the guy from Toto
Steve Lukather.
and those guys, and they're like that's the All-Star band now. And
Yeah.
I don't care about any of those people that are in that All-Star band. Not one of them means a thing to me in terms
Right.
of
I will say, and I've said it before on my channel and other videos and live chats, that when I saw Ringo in 2019, which that's the tour he just put out a live album for, Colin Hay stole the show.
yeah.
And Colin Hay, I mean, I'm sure Rob saw that tour because Colin's
did.
been with him several times. He was with him in the early 2000s, and he did his own thing. And he's been back for like 4 years. Colin Hay, I mean, his voice has gotten, it's like wine the older he gets.
Really,
It's just incredible.
Isn't that the guy from Man Down Under?
Men at Work, yeah, but his solo stuff,
Man
I'm
Down
telling you.
Under and or the
Men at Work,
Man Down Under and those songs.
Who Can It Be Now, Overkill. those are the big ones.
Yeah. They were a good band.
But no, his solo album that came out this year is in the running for my top album of the year.
I keep hearing that's a great album, and I was going to listen to it.
Now and the Evermore, yep.
Yeah.
And Ringo's on the first track on drums, but
Oh, I got to check that out.
it's really good, really, really good. He's a great
I'm not sure if
songwriter.
it was the first or second time I saw Ringo, and Billy Squire was in the band,
Mhm.
and he stole the show when
Mhm.
he did the stomp. It was just was nothing else in the concert compared to that. It was incredible.
Yeah. That's the thing with Steve Lukather. Like, he's singing the Toto songs, but he didn't even sing the Toto songs. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
he wasn't the lead singer. So like he's singing Africa, and I mean he sang the beginning of Rosanna, and they do Rosanna. But then I'm like, this is a guy from Toto singing songs that he didn't sing. Like,
Right.
These are crappy 80 pop songs that mean nothing to me. Like they're just throwaway tunes. I mean, that whole decade was like the pop songs were just horrid.
wow, there's a lot of strong opinions tonight. Ringo and the
Yeah.
80s, and
We're
I would've
slamming
loved-
them tonight. Bring them up, and we'll.
I would have loved to have seen the All-Star Band when
Rob froze.
Ringo cut him out.
Yeah. Now you've been punished.
Ringo's
Hey,
tapping
that's
into
enough. You can't punish. We'll just freeze you if you talk about Ringo like that. How dare you?
How dare
He looks like he's blowing a kiss. Kind of. Or kind of. I don't know what the hell. By looking at that expression on his face, what do you think he's saying?
I was all over. I was doing the Glenn joke. Yeah, it looks like he's doing a Mick Jagger too with the lips out.
Rob, you froze up on us, buddy. If you can hear us, go out and come back or something.
Or can you kick him? Maybe then he can get back in.
Okay, well, let's do some comments here while Rob's doing that.
There you go.
Ringo box set next year. I'm sure it'll include the long version of 6 o'clock. I didn't know there was a long version.
Yeah, I don't know that much about the Ringo
Yeah.
deep cuts.
Okay, here we go. You're
Sorry
back?
about that, guys.
That's
Goddamn
okay.
internet connection here. I live in a big city, and Rogers Internet is all I can say.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Yeah. Do you know
Yeah,
anything
right.
about what the Ringo album has a long version of 6 o'clock? I did not know. Is it some kind of like jammy thing or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Glenn, have you seen a Stern Springsteen interview? Yes, I saw most of it. It is a much watch for all Springsteen fans. It was fantastic. I understand they're putting a 2-hour HBO special together
Oh, really?
of it. If you haven't seen it, it's outstanding.
Did you ever?
I'm not a Springsteen fan, and I watched it, and I thought it was great.
It is really good, boy.
Springsteen
When he
has a way
starts
with
talking about being at Clarence's bedside and singing to him and stuff like that, I
Oh.
mean, there's some moving stuff in there.
All right. Do you want to where do you want to start with George, or you want to start with?
Let's see. I want to get through the comments
Sure,
first.
sure,
I
sure,
saw the
sure.
first All Star Band tour.
Oh.
That's the one I saw too.
That would've
Fantastic
been
show.
Killer
Incredible.
with the band and Joe Walsh.
Unlikely hit will come from Ringo, but I love the guy and his drumming. Yeah, that's what we feel, Nick. That's kind of the consensus. There's so many great artists out there. Why would you listen to Ringo stuff?
Wow, my word!
Ouch. Ouch. You just hurt Ringo's feelings. We're still talking about Pete Best. Well, some people are. Or Ringo has a long
I got a
reach.
Pete Best autographed album on the wall up here.
I got one too. I don't have an album, but I got a DVD autograph.
Mm.
Pete Best. Okay.
He did an album called The Beatle That Time Forgot.
Oh, my word!
Have you had a chance to listen to the Tom Petty stuff that you bought?
Some of it. And it's great.
Yeah, I've listened to it all the way through, and now because I got the CD set, and I've listened to the first disc again, and I'm half with the second disc again.
I've listened to everything but the last album. I've listened to 5 of the 6 albums, so I have not heard the Stone stuff yet. Bye Bye Johnny, Satisfaction, It's All Over Now, Louie Louie, or Gloria.
Oh, my word!
I haven't listened to that album yet.
A lot of that stuff, you can hear it. I mean, it's been on different sets, like the Live Anthology and the American Treasure, and some of it was on the Wildflower set too.
Yeah. I was
but-
going to ask you that because the Live Anthology set, some of these songs were taken from that, right?
Yeah, there are a lot from the
You can tell, like Friend of the Devil, I think.
Friend of the Devil, Diddy Wah Diddy, Green Onions.
Yeah.
And then, like the Wildflower stuff. It's Good to Be King was on the Wildflower set. I think that version of California might have been on there too.
Where did my
But that version of Gloria, I've heard it on Tom Petty radio before, and I mean it's like 11 minutes long because he goes into this long like spoken word thing with the music in the back where he's like telling the story about the girl.
Yeah.
And then it's just this build up. It's classic Tom Petty humor at the end. It's so good, and I'm completely blown away by it. I think it's fantastic. For me, it's the archival release of the year, no doubt.
Yeah.
For like reissues and things like that, it bar none.
Do you know how many covers are on it, Rob, on the 3-seat album set?
I'll find out. Hold on.
I'm of the opinion that this set is worth the money because of the covers.
Well,
I've heard the live Tom Petty stuff. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's always great.
And there's no big surprises there. I mean, it's like an acoustic version of "Won't Back Down," and
which is really nice. I love that.
Which is very similar to a version that they did after 9/11 live on TV. Very similar arrangement. What's crazy is they have "Running Down a Dream" as like song 4.
Yeah, my favorite Petty songs on there would be "Won't Back Down" and maybe Mary Jane's Last Dance. They do kind of a pretty cool version of that on there too.
Let me tell you, the song that they do really well is "Shaking All Over."
Yeah, they do that.
Oh
great.
my word, Mike Campbell, man.
Yeah,
there's 33 tracks on the 3 LP, and I think about 2/3 of them are covers.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
To Sam's point about it being the archival release of the year, I agree. What I love about it, and I'll compare it to, for example, the Beatles Revolver box set as an archival release.
Yeah.
I like both of them, but Revolver's just like outtakes and whatever. Give me songs that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this. There's so many Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers performances that you just don't have anywhere else except on this record. So that's what I love. Yeah, demos and stuff are fine, but
Yeah.
it's just a
'cause
different.
they're more of a historical document that you listen to once or twice and then you put them on the shelf. Never to be heard
Exactly.
again.
Well, see, that's
Where
what's
this
so
is
good.
something I would listen to on a
Over
very
again.
regular
It's
basis.
a full album. It's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
really long 4-hour album. But
Yeah.
what's so great about the Petty camp, his daughters and his widow, they don't put out filler. Like you're not going to get. I don't think you're going to get a Tom Petty set where it's like 7 versions of the same song. Even with the Wildflower set, you had like 1 or 2 versions, and they were completely different, and they were full tracks. It wasn't like studio chatter. So like you get Wildflowers with like different lyrics from it, like in it, and then it was just him on the guitar with a harmonica doing like you don't know how it feels. And then with this set, you're not getting 4 versions of Running Down a Dream from different nights. It's you get it once and then you move on. And they're really focusing on the covers. It's being advertised as like, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers were the best cover band of all time. Which this set, my money could be on that. I know the Grateful Dead are in the running for that as well. But in terms of playing a song, how it was recorded, almost note for note. I mean, listen to Benmont play Green Onions.
Yeah.
You have to really listen to hear the difference between Booker T and that version.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Mike Campbell doing the surf song, the Venture song. It was a Slaughterhouse.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Slaughterhouse on 10th Avenue.
Because that same year is when I think that year is when the Blue Stingrays album came out that he did.
Yeah.
Of all the surf instrumentals with Benmont and then 2 guys from Mudcrutch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. My favorite cover on here is like I'm a big J.J. Cale fan. Crazy Mama. Is it on the 3 album set, Rob? It's so good. I love it. They got that wah wah down that's on that song. It's just such a great song.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Oh, I'm seeing in the comments a few people. James talked about Goldfinger.
Yeah. Let's get caught up here for a second.
Goldfinger is on the anthology as well, the live anthology as well.
So I just want to say back to the Springsteen thing. The entire interview is now on HBO Max, all 2 hours. So check that out. Even if you're not a Springsteen fan, it's just a great interview.
I'll check it. I haven't watched it yet.
Really good. Really good. Rob froze. Ringo slagging. Yes, he did.
I still love Ringo. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. We all love Ringo. We're not.
Ebenezer Scrooge got haunted by the spirits. Rob is going to get haunted by Ringo this Christmas.
Hey, that'd be okay.
Yeah.
I'm all
peace
right.
and love. Peace and love.
It's like Ringo from the 60s, the 70s, and now.
That's right.
Hey guys. Hey John.
Hey John.
Are you walking as you're listening?
Briar.
Good evening, everyone. Briar's on. Briar, I loved when you were on with Adam and Jason the other day. That was great. Goldfinger is so good. Yeah.
I didn't like that movie.
Stop it.
Be a smart ass. Sorry.
Yes.
8 Miles High.
Yes, the Roger McGuinn disc. Oh, it's fantastic.
Roger McGuinn stuff is great. I was a little disappointed in the John Lee Hooker stuff.
Yeah, because he doesn't sing hardly at all.
I don't know what it was. I love John Lee Hooker, and I don't know. It was okay, but
no,
I was a bit disappointed.
Mike playing the Clarence White parts on "You Ain't Going Nowhere."
Yeah,
he was on the money.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Were you going to say something, Rob? It looked like you were building up.
Yeah, I was going to say I got while I bought the 3 LP, I've got a digital download of the full Super Deluxe or whatever you want to call it. So I haven't had a chance to listen to that because I just got it today. So hopefully by the weekend I'll get a chance to go through it. So I've only heard half of what you guys have listened to.
Yeah.
The Wildflowers reissue from a few years ago sounds absolutely fantastic. Yes, it does. This actually has the vinyl sounds great, really quiet,
does it
flat, and really, and they're nice pressings.
They dropped the price on the vinyl because I might end up getting it on vinyl too, but not right now.
Thanks. That stream was a lot of fun. Yeah, you guys did a great job. That was a lot of fun. Sorry for having the Beatles at number 2. Yeah. You had Queen at number 1 as the best band ever.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Briar, do you want to defend yourself or you just want to
Everybody knows
Over
the
your
best
head.
band ever was the Backstreet Boys, right, Sam?
Yeah,
Exactly. Funny enough, they, and then we'll go back to Tom Petty and George Harrison, but they actually just hit number one for the first time since 1999 with one of the Christmas songs, their version of Last Christmas.
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah. That's pretty good for a band that's been around for a group that's been around for almost 30 years. But anyway.
What the heck is this comment? I know Day in the Life sucked.
What?
But listen,
Yeah,
to
he
Sgt.
did.
Pepper
He
the other
did.
night. I love that song now. In fact, it has become my favorite.
Oh, my
Beatles
word.
song. Well, I would think it tops a lot of lists for Beatles.
Toppermost of the Poppermost.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, and what's really cool, because I still wasn't really doing videos when I got the Petty set, but what's cool about the CD set is it still comes with the patch and the guitar picks, and a little booklet. So it still came with some of the goodies. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a set the size of the Wildflower set, that it was like the size of a CD, kind of like the John Prine set.
Yeah, they need to keep these things consistent.
Yeah, because that Wildflower set was
of mine.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think I should be embarrassed because I didn't recognize that they were guitar picks when I opened my box?
I didn't call you out on camera, just in the comments.
I couldn't figure out what the hell they
You're
were.
like, what is this?
That was embarrassing when people start to they're guitar picks, you dumb bastard.
Did you see that, Rob? They were like little pop out guitar picks.
I did see that. Yeah.
I love Queen, but nobody beats the Fabs. Hot take: Roger Taylor was Queen's best vocalist.
Roger Taylor had a killer voice.
I respect Queen, but I'm not a Queen fan. I find it too campy, and it's just, I don't know. That's just me. Never listened to Queen ever.
I like Queen. I love Queen. I think I might have one Queen record, maybe.
Yeah, no, I got nothing but respect for them, but just.
I mean, I think the Beatles are the greatest band ever, but I think Freddie Mercury is the greatest vocalist ever.
Really?
Oh,
I could get behind that.
His range was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
As a songwriter, he's brilliant. I mean, I don't know that there's been a better song than a more innovative song than Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, that's true.
The good thing about Queen is that all four of them could write hit songs. It wasn't like the Beatles were like, Ringo would write his throwaways and stuff, and George even didn't have hits. But Queen, they all wrote for the band, and they were a true band, Queen. For sure.
Another example of Beatles song that I spy, I Want You. How could you not like that?
That's actually I Want You isn't one of my favorite Beatles. It's definitely it's one of my lower ones on Abbey Road for sure.
But you don't like the White Album. You don't count.
I like it because it's so heavy. It's so different than everything else.
It is.
It was like their foray into like what could have been with like the era of Zeppelin and things like that.
Yeah, peace and love, but no autographs, damn it. Yeah, Ringo hasn't got time for autographs.
Speaking of, completely off topic, but I saw, Glenn, that Mike Nesmith set that you love so much came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
The RCA, they just reduced it on Real Gone Music for $20.
The box set?
The two, no, not the box set, the RCA recordings that came out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good CD.
It was like $45 at one point. Now it's 19.
Wow. That box set, I imagine, is out of print now, right?
It was out of print very quickly. Yeah. It's actually one of my most valuable pieces in my collection.
Sam messages me today with telling me that the Monkees Blu-ray set, which if you don't know anything about the complete TV show set, was originally released through Rhino, sold out quickly, and it's been going for like $1,200, right?
It's on eBay. It's been ridiculous.
Wow.
And somehow the story I heard is somehow they lost about 4,000 or 5,000 copies of this thing in the warehouse. And now recently they've gotten all these sets and they put them together and they're selling them. Sam bought one. How much was it?
Right now it's back on the Monkees site for it's $200.
So it was $200, and then it sold out quite quickly again, and then started going up in price again. And now Sam tells me today that they've got more on sale now.
It's the full
sounds fishy.
It's the full series plus the movie Head plus the Third Revolutions, and then you also get a single of Star Collector and a big booklet.
I'd love to have it, but I just don't have any money.
It's so much is coming out at the end of the year. You got I haven't bought the Dylan set yet. The Beach Boys set I'm hoping I can get for Christmas.
It's insane.
Yeah. Actually, we can go into 3 Wilburys tonight if we dare. We can venture into the mysterious world of Bob Dylan with the current controversy that's going on as well.
Oh yeah, I told you guys last week that Bob was the blame for that signature, and you're kind of going, "No, I think it's Simon and Schuster." It had the smell of Bob all over it.
I'll still
say come out and apologize now.
He took advice from the people he shouldn't have taken advice from.
Yeah, well, he's 81 years old. I'm sure he's
he doesn't want to sign
not over anything.
I'm sure it's 81 years old. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
If I had his money at 81, I wouldn't give a crap either.
Yeah.
Which makes sense of him saying he had vertigo because, like I've said, when I saw him in April, he only stood up one time.
Yeah.
And he looked older for sure than.
But for anything I know about vertigo is when you're sitting down, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah, right. Well,
that's not true.
No,
my wife has it pretty bad sometimes, and she's just incapacitated.
What's your favorite songs from the solo Beatle members?
Ooh, good question.
John Lennon, God, off of the Plastic Ono Band, and Working Class Hero off that album. Paul would be, so many.
Well, here, let's do this. Let's all go around. Let's all do John.
Right.
And
let's all do John. Let's do them one at a time.
All right. So what, John, for you, Glenn? What
we'll do? What? Two or three, if you can come up with. Okay, sure. I say God and Working Class Hero, and I know I'm missing a bunch. Give Peace a Chance. What's a Beatle? Is that a Beatle? No, that's a John.
Yeah, it's John. It came out when they were still together. It was John.
I'm going with those.
I'm going to go specifically with the acoustic version of Watching the Wheels. Love that version. I really like the song Beautiful Boy, to be honest.
It's a great song.
Yeah. So I'll go with those for now.
I'm going to go with Watching the Wheels, not the acoustic version, the regular version.
Yeah, album version. Okay.
I also really like Just Like Starting Over.
Yeah, I'll put that up there too.
And then I got to go with Instant Karma.
Okay.
That works.
All right. Pick your next Beatle, Glenn.
Somebody else go first. Paul.
Well, I feel like I did this with Rich and Adam. I mean, it's hard for me not to go with Band on the Run. That's cliche, but it's such a masterpiece of a song. I like the live version of Coming Up that Wings did. That was the hit. And I really like I love like, some of the later stuff like Calico Skies, but I really like Uncle Albert. I love that song.
Rob? Is he frozen again, or is he thinking?
He's froze.
Oh, you froze again. Okay, so I'll go Paul. Backseat of My Car from Ram. Man. Junior's Farm. I love Junior's Farm.
Oh, it's a great song.
And what would be a third one? There's so many. I mean, the guy's got hundreds.
Oh, I love listening to What the Man Said too.
Yeah, you know what? I used to dislike that song when it first came out. Now I absolutely love it. It is so good.
It can be looked at now as maybe a little bit dated, but it's I love it.
Yeah. Okay, I picked Paul. I picked Backseat of Your Car from Ram. What other one did I say?
Which one did you say?
Oh man. I'm going with Every Night off of the McCartney album.
I love Junk too.
And,
There's so many.
Oh man, there's so many. I can't even think. Oh, I'm just going with the two.
I know what you Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah,
Say. Which I love both those songs. I know Glenn doesn't like them as
this
much.
disappointing song ever recorded.
Oh,
Rob.
All right, mine is "Let Me Roll It."
Oh, there's one.
I love "Band on the Run," and God, I don't know. Something I haven't listened to it. I know there's one on Flaming Pie that I love, and I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Okay. What about George?
all right, Rob, you start with George.
Oh gosh, he's probably the one I've listened to the least solo. So
that's me with John.
God, I don't know. I'll take a pass. Go around the horn and come back to me.
I mean,
I gotta look this one up.
Obviously, I mean, I think his greatest song is "Isn't It a Pity," and obviously, I mean, "My Sweet Lord" is incredible. I really like the song "Any Road" from Brainwashed a lot.
Ah, that's great. That's an interesting pick. Something from that album.
Frankie Crisp is really good too.
It is. I love that. Ballad of Frankie Crisp is great.
I know it's not a George song, but his version of "If Not for You" is just. Yeah. I like "Behind That Locked Door" too.
I like "Awaiting on You All" off of All Things Must Pass.
I like "Happy Birthday, Johnny."
And I like a song called "Blow Away." I can't remember what album.
Blow Away. Yep.
Love that song.
Blow
and I'm going to go with "All Those Years Ago."
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that song.
I don't know, "My Sweet Lord," I guess.
Yeah, that's classic.
I don't want that.
It's so good that Noel Gallagher stole the guitar riff from it.
Oh my word! Yeah.
Allegedly.
And Ringo.
Back
I'm going with "Photograph" is my absolute favorite Ringo Starr, but written by George.
Song.
Back Off Boogaloo for me.
You're 16.
Yeah, he did a good cover of that.
Yeah.
And Back Off Boogaloo is pretty good. And
I like "Only You."
Yeah. I'm the Greatest. Was that the one John wrote?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say "Back Off Boogaloo." Although I like the song. I like the song "Goodnight Vienna."
I don't know what.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It gets overwhelming because there's so many.
There's so many.
Especially with McCartney, because McCartney was the hits machine.
Pleasant Valley Picker, Lennon, Watching the Wheels, Mother, and Working Class Hero. Yeah.
Love Watching the Wheels.
Oh, David mentioned the No No song, the Hoyt Axton song. I like that song a lot.
A Beautiful Boy for John, Silly Love Songs for Paul. Another song I used to dislike that I like now is Silly Love Songs. Photograph for Ringo. Yeah, no, they're all, you know what, Brian? They're all great picks. Maybe I'm Amazed. Yeah, fantastic. Here's an interesting trivia. If I'm not mistaken, Billboard charted the studio version of Coming Up. Then they started listing the live version.
How about Bip Bop?
I do like that song a lot.
Coming Up.
Yeah.
The album or the live version?
Either one. I don't care.
The live version, his voice has got that rasp in it.
Yeah.
And I could go again with McCartney. The Venus and Mars into Rock show is just killer.
Ram's my favorite McCartney album, but Venus and Mars is really close for me. I've always loved that album a lot.
Mm-hmm. I like Venus and Mars over Band on the Run.
Who else ordered the Stones monobox? Me, back in June from UK landed for $350.
It's $450 right now on.
No, it's
Amazon.
$450 US.
I don't know if I can. I can't warrant.
It's $550. Is it $550 in Canada? I think.
Wow.
So with tax, and it's going to be a $100 freaking album. And I got it pre-ordered for $350, landed Canadian.
So it looks like they've dropped it. It's $415 now on Amazon in the US.
Yeah. I'm just hoping UK doesn't cancel my order because they're going to lose money on it.
Why? What? All right. I guess promote it, why should somebody buy that?
I
Somebody
guess
being me.
you don't. Where can you, if you're a Stones fan, where are you going to find original mono pressings of these albums? I mean, they're rare. If you want the albums, I mean, you got to kind of get the reissues, even though they're DSD. And I've heard they sound good. They're not going to be as good, obviously, as an original pressing, mono pressing. But where are you going to find an original mono pressing that you're not going to pay $1 million for? So,
what's the last album on the set?
The last album would be Let It Bleed.
Let It Bleed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. $415.
I have the CD set, which is fantastic. So do I really need it? No, but I want it, and I think I got it at a good enough price that if I wanted to flip it, I could probably sell it for double.
I'm kind of playing the gambling game if I end up getting it, which right now it's not likely.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna watch Amazon to see if it drops.
Yeah. No, I'm just like I said, I feel comfortable with the fact that if I get it and I decide not to open it and I just hang on to it, I can, sell it and get the money to buy something else. Picasso's Last Words. I love that song.
Sung by Denny Lane.
Drink to me, drink to my health. Isn't that the one that Dustin Hoffman inspired him to write?
Yeah, he said, write me a song.
Yeah. Isn't it a pity?
Yeah.
It's just a great song.
Which that can morph us into
Instacarm.
Concert for George.
Beware of Darkness is awesome. When We Were Fab, I love that too. All these years ago.
Beware of Darkness. When We Was Fab has Paul and Ringo on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
all those years ago. Does.
Yeah, it's a great video too.
Yeah, where he's in the Sgt. Pepper outfit and everything.
Yeah, maybe
it's very Beatle-y.
Yeah.
When We Was Fab could have been on.
Oh, It Don't Come Easy. That's the other Ringo song I would have chosen.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. The No song.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Especially since I was like in the throes of Ringo's alcoholism.
Yeah. Maybe Paul Ramon. Yeah, great song.
Oh, George, a great song.
George Ramon. Song from All Things Must Pass. All tied. Ringo and Photograph. Ringo's version of Drowning in the Sea of Love.
It's a good
song. I love that song.
Yeah, that's a good one. Not to be confused with Standing in the Shadows of Love.
Ringo, I'm the Greatest, yeah. It's actually not his first album. Beaucoup de Blues and Sentimental Journey are his first two albums. So
Sentimental Journey,
third album, but
yeah, with Ringo and then Goodnight Vienna.
His first album after the Beatles split up, I guess.
Yeah.
Wah Wah from fantastic song, very cool.
It was his first rock album after the Beatles.
Yeah, I like Venus and Mars, but fine, Band on the Run more consistent to me.
Well, see, I love like the stuff like Magneto and Titanium Man.
Me too. Yeah. Letting Go, and there's some.
You gave me the answer. Oh,
yeah,
I love it. I love the Schmaltz though.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Jealous Guy. Yeah,
great song.
Or Child of Nature, whatever.
Rob, what solo Beatles album do you seem to go back to the most of any of them?
Ooh, probably Double Fantasy.
Okay.
I'm not. Listen, I can't stand Yoko, but some of the stuff that John wrote on that album is just amazing. And I think there's also something for me about, that was his last work before his passing, right? So it's just kind of, to me, that's his swan song. And I don't know. I think it's because there's some really, really solid songs in there. I mean, Imagine album's fantastic too, but you know what? No, I take that all back. The one I listen to the most is John's Rock and Roll.
Wow.
Really? One of my least favorite one.
Oh, I
don't like the way he does those songs.
I love everything about it. His version of Stand By Me. I can't believe I even forgot that shit.
And that was a hit too for him.
I think that's better.
He didn't rip it up enough for me. Like, I think his vocals should have had like a twist and shout vocal performance
more like
those songs instead of like he just sings it too. He sings it too straight for me.
I love everything about. I had completely forgotten.
That should be more raw. It's almost like the McCartney is it the Russian album where he does all the rock and roll songs? I mean, he rips it up on those. Like they're great performances. But John, I think he took it too safe.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, no, I that's one I rarely listen to. I would say mine would be Plastic Ono Band for John, and Paul's would be Ram and Venus and Mars.
I have to confess, when I was record shopping, I don't know, a couple months ago, I picked up Mind Games for the first time. I had never heard Mind Games before.
Really?
And that blew me away. I loved it.
That's a good album.
It's a really good album.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Walls and Bridges too. That's actually my
obviously I'm a big John fan. I don't really the other solo Beatles. I have stuff here and there, but I honestly don't listen to any of their solo stuff. If I'm going to listen to solo Beatles, which is not that often, even though I'm a huge Beatles fan, it's always John.
Wow.
Another trick question. What's your favorite Beatles song that's not on Sgt. Pepper? Well, my favorite Beatles song isn't on Sgt. Pepper. It's Strawberry Fields Forever. So that's easy.
My favorite Beatles song, you wouldn't guess unless, probably the last one you would guess.
Wild Honey Pie.
Nope. Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey.
Really? Your favorite Beatles song?
Hands down, no contest. That guitar riff.
You got to be the only guy in the world probably who would pick that.
That's like my bottom three.
That is that song.
I like it, but
I wish it was 5 times longer. I could listen to it for hours.
Really? That wouldn't be in my top 50 if I did.
I love it. Songs. Absolutely love it.
It certainly wouldn't be one in the last 10 or anything, but it wouldn't be. Wow, that's crazy.
I prefer that over like the similar song on the album Bungalow Bill, which I is just not good. I love it.
Yeah, but you're not a white.
Okay, so let's do this then. Top 5 Beatles songs.
Oh shit. This could change on an hourly basis.
Revolution 9, Blue Jay Way, Love You Too. Why Don't We Do It in the Road? And Dig It.
I love Why Don't We Do It in the Road. I think it's great.
I do too. It's actually it's like middle range for me.
Me too.
I like it a lot.
Okay,
I don't have any particular. Okay, go ahead, Rob. You're more prepared.
So number 1, obviously, everybody got something to hide except for me and my monkey. Number 2 is one not a lot of people love. Please, Mr. Postman.
The cover,
vocal performance is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you heard? Going off on a side note, you know the movie Backbeat that was about Stuart Sutcliffe? Yeah. Have you heard the soundtrack to that movie?
I just remember watching the movie and the song.
It's amazing.
There's a soundtrack album.
Yeah, Dave Grohl plays drums on it. There's a bunch of other guys from the 90s.
David Grohl plays drums, plays on everything.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, it's a phenomenal soundtrack. I've got it on vinyl. It's impossible to find on vinyl.
Wow.
But the cover that they do of the Beatles version of Please, Mr. Postman is incredible.
Wow.
Just incredible. Okay, so Please, Mr. Postman is number 2. Number 3, holy shit, this gets really hard. Number 3 is Revolution, not Revolution number 9.
The fast one?
The fast one, yeah, the single version. And then, oh boy, this gets tough. Holy smokes. In My Life.
Oh, yeah, beautiful song.
And
if my wife's watching, she's going to love you for that.
Oh shit. Help's
a great, classic. Sam?
They're not my consistent top 5. My 1 and 2 are pretty consistent. Number 1's A Day in the Life. Number 2 is While My Guitar Gently Weeps. After that, at this very moment in time, just rummaging through songs in my head. I Will from the White Album. All My Lovin', which to me is like classic. Like you have to have like that early, like that's black and white Beatles right there. And then and I Love Her. So I've got a couple ballads.
Wow, very cool. Mine's Strawberry Fields and Ticket to Ride. They're always my top 2. I love the guitar and Ticket to Ride and John's vocals in that song. 3, everyone's gonna hate me. Within You, Without You. 4, probably A Day in the Life, and 5 would be 4 would be I Am the Walrus.
Oh, great song.
And 5 would be You Can't Do That. 2 early Beatles songs. Ticket to Ride.
I'm just happy nobody said Yesterday.
Well,
I've never heard of it.
I hate that song.
Really? It's such a beautiful song.
Not just as a Beatles song. I think it is the song that I hate the second most in the history of recorded music.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. You call yourself a Beatles fan?
I hate that song.
I've got some frickin' thing showing up here trying to get me to block user. There you go. You're done.
Yeah, get them out here. Don't even talk about them.
I thought you were going to block me because I said it like
Girls
yesterday.
for XYZ.
Yeah,
Asshole.
I couldn't believe when I saw McCartney in May he didn't do Yesterday. I cannot believe he didn't do it. He must be tired of it too. Because I think during that like acoustic bit that he always does, he did Here Today, which he always does, and he did Blackbird. And usually he does Yesterday at the end, like as just before the Abbey Road medley. But he didn't.
But I mean, he's got so many hits he could play for 24 hours straight and not repeat any songs. I think maybe he just tries to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, well, and plus he threw in like the deeper cuts, like In Spite of All the Danger. He did Mr. Kite.
That'd be great.
And they did it with like a strip, like Abe, the drummer, came up front with like a smaller kit, and they all kind of gathered around acoustically and did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was a highlight. Oh, I know it. I'm gonna get rid of one of mine. I'm gonna get rid of I'll get rid of And I Love Her, and I've Got a Feeling. That's number 3.
Oh, that's a good song.
I've Got a Feeling's number 3. It's made its way up to my top 5.
It's like you say, if we ask the question 5 minutes from now, we probably have like 3 out of the 5 will be.
Like I'm already regretting that I don't have.
I know there's so many.
Don't let me down on my list.
Like I have none from Abbey Road. It's my second favorite album.
Nick's talking about the Stones box. But when I said 350, I mean 350 Canadian. So 375 US, Nick, would be
what's the Abco site?
About 500 Canadian, probably.
Plus.
Yeah.
Shipping and duties and.
Paul seems to have a mellow image, but he can push the. Oh yeah, Paul's rock. He can rock, man.
Oh yeah, I'm down. He can kill it.
Have you ever heard the Newgrass Revivals version of I'm Down?
No.
Oh, you should check it out. Oh, killer. John's double fantasies are strong, but musically pretty safe, especially compared to. I think.
Well, I mean, John was in. That was John's sort of. I'm settled in New York now. I'm happy being a dad. That's where he was in life.
He wasn't angry John anymore.
No. He just wanted to be a dad.
See, now, problem with double fantasy for me is because I always relate it to his murder because it came out just before, and I was getting back into it, going, "Oh, great, John's got another album out," and you were hearing Starting Over on all the time, and then all of a sudden you get this news that he's been killed, and that album always reminds me of his death. So
obviously Sam and I are
Bowie with Black Star. I really love that album, but
Sam and I are too young to. I mean, I was 2 when John died. I don't know how old Sam is. Probably wasn't even born yet. Where were you when you heard the news?
I was, believe it or not, I went to bed early that night, and I always slept with a radio on. And I think I fell asleep about 10 o'clock or something. And I woke up to the news like around 11:30 or something like that. John Lennon's been killed. I'm going, what? Like I heard it, and then I immediately jumped out of bed and turned on the TV and just, I
can't even imagine.
It's still shocking.
Yeah.
It never went away, the shock of that.
Isn't that crazy? It feels like every generation has that. I mean, you had the Buddy Holly group. You had, Janis and Jimmy in the late 60s, early 70s. Lennon in 80.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
Michael Hutchins from NXS, he was huge and he died. Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
And even this generation,
Amy Winehouse, when she died, that was huge.
Yeah.
It's just, it's insane. Yeah. Like now, like people like, I wasn't a fan, but guys like Mac Miller, when he died, he was like the up and coming rapper. Like he was hits everywhere and he, died, was killed.
I actually equate more for your generation. The impact of John dying to me was like as startling as when we watched the planes hit the tower in New York. Like you remember that?
Yeah, it was like Kennedy.
Moment, like just oh my God.
Always remember where you were.
Like it's that kind of moment for me.
Well, because but I'm assuming like in 1980, I mean, there was still that hope, like maybe the Beatles would get together because there was like the SNL talks with Lorne Michaels.
Well, especially with John coming back and starting to play again,
and him and Paul were kind of jamming a little bit at the Dakota.
Yeah, it's just awful, and that prick keeps getting his hearings to get out of jail, and
Yoko and
they
Sean
keep him in.
said,
Thank God.
As long as they're alive, he'll never get out.
I just hate that. Without question, he was the greatest musical influence on my life, and there's so many of his songs that mean so much to me, and they are the soundtrack to my life, and they mark poignant moments in my life and whatever. But I never, even though I was 2, so it doesn't count. I never got to share the planet with him. I never got to see him make music, and I never got to be around. And I feel deprived of that experience.
Yeah. It's.
I only have what he left behind, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole world got deprived of a lot of stuff. Only song I don't like on the White Album is number 9. The only song I don't like on the White Album is Good Night.
I was going to say I don't like number 9 and Good Night.
I love Good Night.
If I had to rank Good Night and Revolution number 9, I'm ranking Good Night lower than.
That's insane.
For me, it's just convenient that it comes after, because when number 9 comes on, I just lift the needle and take the record off.
After you hear "Can You Take Me Back Where I Come From," you just take it off.
Oh man, I'm getting behind here. Let's just get caught up on some things here. Revolution, heavy version, Dave, Rubbery Fields, I Am the Walrus, Helter Skelter, great picks.
Wow, he's going late Beatles.
A lot of rockers. Only Beatles song I never need to hear again.
Is what?
Glad you heard Mind Games. Great album.
Yeah. I wish that I had discovered. I mean, I knew of Mind Games. I just hadn't got around to it. And
see, David's a fan of Within You Without You too. It's a great song. Pixies did a great job covering Wild Honey Pie. I didn't know that. Never want to hear that one again either. It's just 8 minutes of people talking with nothing. Oh, I guess talking about Revolution, never mind.
Yeah.
Number 9.
I mean, it's interesting from the perspective of, they were experimenting with sound collages and all that, which I guess was a thing. I get it.
Yeah.
But I just don't find it an enjoyable listening experience.
It's funny that he got to talk the other Beatles into putting that on the album. Like they all agreed that would go on.
At that point, I feel like they weren't, I mean, not that they didn't care, but they were all going in by themselves. I mean, Linda was coming at that point. Like they were dating. Yoko was obviously a creative force behind John. And it was just kind of doing their own thing. Paul doing, why don't we do it on the road? I'm sure that was like his Revolution 9. It was just him banging away on the drums. And
Pleasant Valley Picker. I'll never forget the day when John died, but I wish I could. Yeah. And Michael said, Howard Cosell broke it on Monday Night Football.
Yep.
I wasn't born yet when he died, but it was still a very sad day. I want him back. Yes. It ain't happening, but I agree. It was a game-changing day.
Oh, somebody coming after Rob here. Nick.
Uh-oh.
What? Yesterday's a brilliantly written song. What?
You know what? My dad gave me wise advice. He said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
I was watching Monday Night Football and Howard Cosell broke the news.
Hey,
Rich, do you want to come on with us? You're more than welcome.
Hope you're feeling better.
Oh, is he sick?
He was a little under the weather. I won't go into it, but he was a little under the weather.
Okay. Well, hope you're feeling better, buddy. Okay. Concert for George. Anniversary today. I think 20 years.
2002 was a year after he died.
You guys fans of this?
How can you not be?
After Ravi Shankar leaves the stage.
That's one of the favorite parts for me.
Nah, it's got to go.
Sam doesn't like world music.
Yeah,
I'm kind of with Sam too. I'm not. I'm
a huge fan of that stuff.
That's an automatic skip.
That's one of the greatest musicians in the history of the planet.
He might be, but I can't get into it.
No, I love that stuff. That sitar just, man, it's just hypnotizing.
My take on that was it was interesting to hear it the first time the Beatles did it, and then I'm like, okay, cool.
Oh no, right, sitar songs are like some of my favorite Beatles songs.
It was like, oh, Norwegian Wood, that's cool, and then Love You Too, like, okay, and then Within You Without You, like, all right.
I get it already, George.
Blue Jay Way kind of took the same thing, not sitar, but
I love all those. So you got favorite performances on this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's just go through them. I want to tell you, Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Lynne had every right to be there too. I mean,
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
that guy, even today, that I don't know how that dude has stayed in a time capsule for like 1974, vocally and just how he looks.
Yeah.
The man, he might be an alien. I mean, he might be on that spaceship, hovering around the Earth.
He did a good job on that. If I needed someone, Clapton, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, my thing with Clapton, and I know Rob will probably back me up on this. Clapton doesn't do much on that album for me, other than he redoes his solo on While My Guitar Gently Weeps, but he's just kind of playing rhythm again.
One of my favorite tracks or performances on this, because he's one of my favorite vocalists of all time, is Gary Brooker from Procol Harum doing "Old Brown Shoe," which is one of my favorite Beatles songs.
I was just looking at the list and went, "That's got to be one of my favorites."
Yeah, that's awesome. He's such a great vocalist. And then Jeff Lynne again with "Give Me Love." He did a good job on that.
He can sing that very well, and Jeff Lynne can sing anything. I mean, he's a perfection.
I like Taxman.
Oh yeah, Petty with that.
Taxman, yeah. I think I like "I Need You" better than Taxman.
The reason I love "I Need You" because when you watch the movie, Petty looking up in like the nosebleeds of the Albert Hall, you can tell, like, you can see sadness on his face. I mean, he's having fun during Taxman, but like you can hear the hurt in his voice on that version. It's so good.
Yeah. Joe Brown. I don't know. I still don't know who Joe Brown is.
He's like an English folky.
Yeah.
I love the end with him.
That's true. I'll see you in my dreams. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Isn't it a pity? You mentioned it before. Billy Preston's version of that is fantastic.
Potentially a top live performance for me of all time.
Yeah.
That just his voice is so soulful, and then Clapton comes in. His voice is great on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got Danny up there, you can tell he's really just getting into it, just strumming.
Boy, does he ever look like George in that?
Oh,
he looks like George from the Ed Sullivan Show.
Ghost coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ringo doing Photograph and Honey Don't Were good.
I love him doing Honey
comes
Don't.
On. For You Blue. He does a good job of something with Eric Clapton. Start off with the ukulele, and then
that's when he started the ukulele trend.
That's a pretty cool performance. And All Things Must Pass. While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
That's killer too.
My Sweet Lord with Billy Preston is good too.
I love it.
Yeah. Billy Preston's great.
Most people are on stage at that point because McCartney's at the piano, Ringo is up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wah Wah. Great live song.
I can do that without that song.
Yeah, you don't like that song?
It's okay. It's not my favorite.
And I'll See You in My Dreams, Joe Brown. But yeah, that's great.
And I love that with the ukulele and confetti.
Wow.
It was very tastefully done. Olivia and Danny really did a good job.
It was really one of the better tribute type concerts.
The only disappointment was that Dylan didn't show up.
Yeah. But was there talk of him coming or?
There was. Well, no, he wasn't supposed to be there. He had like booked a tour, and he couldn't do it. Like
he was too busy autographing books.
He was autographing books.
He's trying to get his auto pen signature down.
That's right.
I think that would have been cool. I've never listened to it.
Me neither.
You've never listened to this?
Nope.
Incredible performances
never
on
listened to
here.
He's gonna kick us both off.
And Leon Russell and George doing Just Like a Woman.
No.
Oh, Sam, you'll love it. You'll freak.
I've heard from that album. The only thing that I've heard is the sound. Well, I've heard a few. I mean, I've heard a few of the live tracks because they came up on George Harrison box sets and things, where his voice is real raspy. But I've heard him do the "If Not for You" with Dylan as a duet, and showing that Dylan can actually sing. Because he's harmonizing.
Dylan sings great on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should check. You got to check that album out, man. There's some great stuff. I mean, the Ravi Shankar stuff at the start. Fast forward through that.
Yeah, it's an automatic skip.
Oh yeah, you gotta do Bangladesh. I'm surprised you guys haven't heard it.
Yeah.
It's hard to find on vinyl.
Listen, we're not as old.
I'm trying to find this.
We're not as old as you, Glenn. We haven't lived long enough to listen to every album that's ever been made.
Have you listened to the Backstreet Boys Christmas album, Glenn?
How about that Glenn Miller at the Fillmore. That was pretty good.
Well, now I've probably heard much more Glenn Miller than solo George Harrison. That's a fact.
I was 5 when I was 10 when Kennedy died. That was another shocker.
November of '63.
Yeah, that was another shocker. Some things you just never forget. Good night in a Disney movie that I don't want to watch would be good.
At the end credits. Somebody said Monty Python was the best.
You think?
That's what Thomas said on the chat.
Okay, what was I going to do? Everybody kind of stole my thunder. I was going to do a big Beatles thing with you guys tonight. Okay, I'm going to go through, since it's George night, I'm going through my George albums. You can tell me if you've heard them or not heard them. Obviously, all pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys both have that in your collection?
That's
My dad bought it at Sam the Record Man on Yonge Street the day it came out, and I still have that copy.
Really?
Yep.
The original copy. That's very cool.
Yeah.
This is really good.
I have that DVD.
Early Takes. It's a great album, man. It's all George acoustic outtakes from George. He does some great
what's the song
songs on here?
What's the song that he does on there?
He does "Let It Be Me," the Everly Brothers song. It's
Yeah.
absolutely freaking gorgeous.
What's the Dylan song that he does?
"Mummy, You've Been on My Mind."
Oh,
Oh,
that's
fantastic! This is a really good album. I don't
Better
think it's
than
hard to
Dylan's.
find. It's all acoustic. George doing like "My Sweet Lord" and "Waiting on You All," and then some covers.
It's kind of like the John Lennon acoustic.
Yeah,
album.
it's fantastic. But yeah, kind of. Sometime in what's this? Yeah, somewhere in England.
In England. I've got that on vinyl. I've never listened to it though.
Yeah, good album. There's some good songs on here.
I probably know some of the hits on it.
What hits are on this?
What was that, about 77 or so?
All Those Years Ago, I think, is on here. Yeah, All Those
Yes.
Years Ago is on this album.
All Those Years Ago. That's probably the only one I know.
That's pretty much the best song on the album.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Extra Texture. It doesn't have any hits on it, but that's a good album.
Yeah, that one's kind of up and down for
I
fans.
actually have
isn't
two
it?
of them.
Oh wow. No, I don't have that one. I've only got 2 or 3 George Harrison albums, and I haven't listened to but one of them.
33 1/3.
Yeah, I've got that on vinyl.
This song, I guess that was the hit. Cracker Box Palace.
Yeah.
Dark Horse. I like this album a lot. That's one where his voice is kind of raspy.
The cocaine had set in.
Yeah,
And the
but
touring.
that's a good record. And I like this one too. Living in a Material World. Great.
That's the one that's got Give Peace not Give Peace a Chance, but
Give Me Love, Give Me Peace,
Yeah.
and all those songs. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, but yeah, that's my George Harrison collection.
That's a great song. Yeah, I've got Brainwash on CD, and I ordered Cloud 9 once, but the wrong album was inside of it, so I had to return it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had another George Harrison album in it.
It was a vinyl or
No,
CD?
CD. It had I think it had Somewhere in England in it actually,
That's weird.
and the case was Cloud 9.
Okay, another question for you guys. Have you ever done, when you're thinking about videos to do for your channel, you come up with this idea and you think, this is brilliant. I'm a friggin' genius. This thing is going to go viral when
I think that every morning.
uploaded this.
Every day.
Have you had one of those and then gotten like 50 views and go, what the hell?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And I'll
Tell me
take
about one.
I'll take it one further. My wife comes up with ideas all the time. Every day she's like, hey, I got this great idea for your video. And I'm like, I've done that, or somebody else did that,
Yeah.
or so she gets just as excited about it as I do. But yeah, I'm trying to think what my biggest flop was. I gotta look that up.
I got
All
one
of
right now going on. That's why I mentioned this.
Let me
So
see.
the other night, I wake up in the middle of the night and I go, rank The Last Waltz.
I love that
I
video.
love that
Genius.
idea.
I love that video.
This is freaking genius. This is like gonna like 1 million views. This is gonna blow up the internet. 140 people have watched it.
That's me. Every time I talk about the Wood Brothers in a specialized video, I get like 30 views.
Yeah.
But I'll still talk about them because I want people to
But
know
I kind
about
of
them.
expect it when I'm talking about obscure. Like I did one on XTC the other day, and I did it because I like XTC, and I wasn't expecting it to get 500 views. It got 100 and some views, and I'm kind of surprised it got that many. Actually,
one that I did that I wanted really to catch on as a thread. I think one person did it. It was to rank all 11 Ringo songs.
Yeah,
and
that was a good video. Actually, I meant to do that.
And I know like a couple of people said like, yeah, I'll do it. And like, it ended up getting like 100 views and didn't go anywhere.
So I had two that I thought were great. So I did this one that I called That Time I Made a Record. And I thought it was an interesting idea because it's talking about a vinyl record, but I didn't play on the record, but my buddy and I, we have our own little label and we put it self-release his music. And it was the first one we did on vinyl. And I did the cover art and I did everything. Executive produced it from a production standpoint and everything we went through to get this album pressed on vinyl. And I thought that might be something people are interested in because no one ever talks about what does it take to get a record made. And I did that 9 months ago. And as of today, it has a giant 61 views.
Big time, Bill. Big time.
You think that would be an interesting thing for people to
I would have thought so. And then I did another one.
But I can tell you the truth, Rob, I haven't watched it.
Well, get off the computer right now and go watch it. And then I did this other one, which I thought was kind of, as you can see, I have a lot of guitars, right? So I thought it would be an interesting idea to talk about albums that feature that are a certain guitar is very prominent in it. And, my thumbnail has Clapton slow hand, which is that's got Stratocaster all over it. Right. So I was going to talk about, I've got a Gibson ES 335 that's very similar to what Chuck Berry played. Well, talk about that and talk about a Chuck Berry record, talk about one of my Stratocasters and slow hand and that kind of thing. I thought, well, that's an interesting idea.
That is.
And that has a giant 64 views.
That sounds like a really interesting one. Like talk about the guitar and what album you associate with it. And
exactly. And I just thought,
I would have thought that would be a killer.
My idea, the thought process behind that was it's something different than going, here's the record I bought yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. You're tying it into something that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they were flops. So
it's hard to read people, man. You don't know what's gonna.
For me, my biggest videos are, and my biggest video is like 1.3 thousand, and I've only got like 4 videos that are in the thousands. It's very frustrating. One of the ones that went high was when I announced that Brian Wilson had his piano album that came out last year. That one was high, and then me ranking my favorite Van Morrison songs went to like 800 or 900 views. But then like I'll do like a review on an album that I think everybody has like a big album. Like let's say I review like the Tom Petty Wildflower set. I get like 120 views. I'm like, this thing should have gotten like 10,000 views.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the second video I ever did was my room tour. And I sucked at videos a lot more than I suck at them now. I still suck at them, but I sucked a lot more because it was only my second video. And I thought, a couple hundred people will watch it, right? No, 6,000 people. And I'm like,
people love the room tours, man.
People love the room tours.
Yeah. That's a big one. I've done it about 3 or 4 times. I do about one a year just to refresh it.
I don't have anything new to show. So
yeah, most of the time I don't either, but I just do it again and you just get more. I mean, there's billions of people out there on YouTube. So
and they're not going to go back in your old videos and watch.
Here's something else that came up with YouTube. So you guys have heard me talk about Lowest of the Low, my favorite Canadian band from Toronto. Now they made their name being an indie band and avoiding signing with record labels. Yep. Their album Shakespeare My Butt is a total independent made album.
Yep.
So I have been promoting the band forever on my videos. I do like sometimes I've actually done room tours with Lowest of the Low, and I'll have the Shakespeare My Butt album playing while I do my room tour. And then I did a Canada Day thing and I played 2 or 3 of their songs just to turn people on to the album. So about, I guess a couple of years ago, they signed with Warner's Music to put out their latest albums. And I don't know if Warner's then had control of their complete catalog, because the videos I've done featuring Lowest of the Low music over the past 2 years,
Got a
I'm
copyright
getting
strike?
emails every day now saying I'm getting copyright claims against me from
Wow.
videos I
Careful.
did a year and a half ago.
Be careful. There's a difference in a copyright claim and a copyright strike. If you get 3 copyright strikes, you lose
No,
your
these are
channel.
claims. They're not
Okay, then
strikes.
you're okay.
And they're so old. How could they call me a strike? They were fined 2 years ago. No one cared. Now all of a sudden the band signs with a label. The label's going back, and
I got 2 copyright claims. The first one was for my buddy's music.
yeah,
I made a record video,
yeah.
and I have the rights to use that music because he and I co-own the label that it was released on.
And
But
you
the
still got a
reason-
copyright claim?
I got a copyright claim against myself because I'm one of the copyright owners.
Oh, no way.
But because here's the thing, right? On the copyright paperwork, it has my personal email address, right? But my YouTube channel has Northern Revolutions at gmail.com. So we have a company that just monitors like everyone else does. It's just it's an AI or whatever. And it, anytime it detects it, then it looks after it for you. So I had to email our copyright people to say, this is me. I have the rights, which was hilarious. And so obviously it got cleaned up. Like it was fine. And then the other copyright claim I got was from Oasis because I was doing an Oasis video and I had an Oasis record playing in the background and you can barely hear it.
Yep.
But the audio picked up enough of it that
I remember.
but it wasn't
Wow.
a strike. It said you're allowed to use it. You just, if you were monetized, you can't get any revenue from this video. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm far from monetizing, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I only get claims for if I personally play a song acoustic like on my guitar, and I always put in the video like John Prine cover or whatever, but it's still a claim. I can't get monetization from any of those videos. Like the views don't count.
Yeah, I got nailed. I got nailed on one of our collaborations, Sam. I can't remember which one, but one of them. I think it was a Grateful Dead.
It could have been the
Dead allows everybody to use their music. That's that they built their reputation on this.
Yeah.
And then it's Warner's music is one of the worst.
I've got an interesting idea for a video coming up, and I got to work out the scheduling of it. But Glenn will appreciate this. I talk about Blue Rodeo all the time. Legendary Canadian band. And a friend of mine was in that band for almost 20 years. And before that, he was in Wilco. He's retired now. He lives in Kitchener. And I was talking to him a month or so ago. His name is Bob. I said, Bob, I got this great idea for my YouTube channel. If you're cool with it, you got to come over to my house. We got to sit down. And I've got a slew of records you've played on by a bunch of different people, Blue Rodeo, Wilco, The Hip, a bunch of others. And I said, let's show some records that you've played on. And I want you to tell me a story about that record.
That'd be cool.
So we're going to do it. It's just he and I have to work out
That'd be
schedule
cool.
at some point. But I think
I think you'll get 62 views at least.
I think I
At
probably
least. At least.
maybe
Here's
maybe
what way I'm thinking about doing my videos from now on. I'm not play any music at all. I'm going to go. So this is the new Lowest of the Low album. This sounds really good here. I like that one, and that you should hear this one. That's what's fantastic. And this one, that's the best part. That would be my review.
that's a great
So
idea.
YouTube leaves you alone.
That's
That's how
right.
stupid it is.
I would, and that's a thing that always bugs me. Like, I of course I talk about Canadian music far more than any of my viewers give a crap about, just because it's the thing I'm passionate about, right? And there's so many of these great bands that I wish I could just play a soundbite so people could hear it. And if 100 people watch it and one person goes, "That's cool," I might give that a listen. Then great, but
Yeah.
I don't because I don't want to piss off the copyright police. I'm not worried about the revenue because I'm not monetized and I doubt that's ever going to happen. But, I think about my buddy Andrew, his channel is called Push to Play. He had posted some concert and I did a video to help him relaunch his channel. His old channel, he had taken some concert footage from a Bryan Adams concert.
Uh-huh.
And he posted like 4 videos the night after the concert, went to bed, woke up in the morning, had 3 copyright strikes from Bryan Adams Publishing Company within the space of 5 minutes. And because he got 3, his channel was automatically taken down because
Oh.
that's YouTube's policy.
Yeah.
And he's like, it happened when I was asleep. If I had got them and I had been given, 24 hours, I would have taken.
Well, it's taking them down. Yeah.
He lost his entire channel and had to start from scratch.
Oh, that's brutal.
I don't even want to think about.
No.
I didn't want to think about that happening.
I like Clapton in the early days. So many great bands. Once he went solo, he put out some good music. Declined to the point that I lost interest. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Michael says his voice isn't raspy on Bangladesh. I think he's talking about George. No, George's voice is beautiful on Bangladesh. It was after, it was when he was doing the Dark Horse tour that he started to trying to get caught up here. Glenn, I saw the Bangladesh movie in a theater when it came out. Me too. Cool. I think we're
Cloud9, I think is what he's going to talk about.
I just have All Things Must Pass right now. Got it recently. Briar, that's a great album to have. There we go. I had Cloud9 on vinyl. Yeah. That was a really good album. That was kind of a comeback album for George, really.
It was his pre-Wilburys album.
You can never predict the YouTube algorithms.
Unfortunately, if we did, we'd all be rich. Like Larry.
Well, guys, if you do a video of a cat playing a piano, you'll probably get 1 million views.
That's about right.
Yeah. Guess what?
That's about how good I play guitar. So
yeah, I was going to say, you get old guy sitting in his basement playing a banjo. I don't get many views. Guess what? The most viewed
Just
video
do it
on
naked
YouTube.
next
It's
time.
Baby Shark. I'm not kidding. It's over 8 billion views.
yeah,
Well, that shows the downward trend of society.
Hard to predict what folks will watch. Best to do what you enjoy, and eventually a niche audience will develop. Yeah, I agree.
That's what I am. And I'm not gonna turn into like a Beatles channel or a Bob Dylan channel because I don't know enough, and people do it so much better than I do.
Glenn, I've heard of companies that will look at videos even years later and file claims. Yeah, that's just stupid.
Everybody's just salty.
CD show price. Thanks. What happens when pictures are copyrighted? EI album covers. Will that happen? That can't. That would be ridiculous.
No, I don't think it is.
Imagine the photographer who did the photography on the album coming after you or something.
I gotta think when it's an album cover, it's gotta be not public domain.
I've used album covers from albums I reviewed and haven't got a claim yet. No. I think we all use album covers. I mean,
of course.
That would be the death of the vinyl community if you couldn't show an album cover.
I think if you took somebody's, like if it wasn't an album cover, but if you took somebody's photograph of a scenic waterfall or whatever, that they have
maybe
they could probably come after you like that. But
have you guys heard of the Online Streaming Act, Bill C-11? Wonder what impact it will have on Canadian shows.
I don't know. I've heard about it.
I'm going to look that up. I don't know what it is. Interesting. Okay, we're caught up on comments. What else we got? Are you guys planning on doing a best of 2022 albums of the year? Or
yeah, I'll wait another month.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to do mine in a couple days.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's coming out that I'm waiting for. Well, obviously, like that, I'm hoping for that Beach Boys set because the way I do it is I'll do brand new albums, then I'll also do archival as like a separate video.
Well, that's what I just did. I kind of just did a video of my favorite things that I've purchased in 2022, and then I'm going to do all the new releases from 2022. I got 13 actually that I want to talk about, but I don't want to do an unlucky 13, so I'll probably do 12.
I might do top 10 songs too.
Yeah, and I think this has been an incredible year for new music, like one of the best years. And if you're watching anybody like Scott from the Prog Corner just did his today, albums that aren't prog, non-prog top 25 albums. I don't think I knew. I think I had 2 of the albums in his top 25 in my collection. I'm going, there's like 23 albums I've never heard of.
Yeah. Scott's good at that.
And that's pretty, he really, like, I'm sitting down there with a piece of paper and a pen going, oh man, I got to check this out.
That's the thing. If you were to do your analytics for yourself, like how much money for, like what percentage of your record buying has been due to YouTube and recommendations?
Quite a bit. like for new art, when I discover new artists, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously we're all going to get what we knew. Like we all got
Yeah.
Revolver. We're all going to get Petty.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan, whatever it
It's
is.
being turned on to new artists. Yeah. I think that's my greatest joy doing these videos is when someone says, "Hey, I checked out that album. It's really good."
Or an artist that like, you didn't give any mind to. Like me, I never thought of Michael Nesmith until I started watching my friend Tommy's videos.
Yeah.
Or like you with John Mellencamp, Glenn.
Yeah, I never would listen to that Mellencamp
Or
album
Marty
that you
Stewart.
told me about, even though I was a Mellencamp fan. I just did kind of ignored him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's lots. So, Rob, you think you get inspired by YouTube?
Yeah. Not as much as I expected to be. And that's not the fault of anyone that's offered feedback. There's been lots of, hey, you should check this out. And I have a list of people that I need to check out still. And it's just, there's a lot I just haven't got around to yet.
Yeah.
It's too much music. Yeah.
I don't get to listen. So I work full time. I have a 6-year-old son and a wife that take priority over everything else. So most of my music listening is I drive all day. I'm in commercial sales, so I'm in my car all day. So really the only time I get to listen to music, is when I'm in my car or I come down and listen to an album or two at night. I haven't had a lot of time to explore new stuff, and I need to.
That's me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
you guys both work. I don't.
Yeah, now like
you work at the hockey arena.
Well, yeah, that's like I'm off all week and I work Friday, Saturday.
Like for me, like I drive about 40 minutes to work one way and then back home. 3 days a week. I was working at home and listened to a lot more, but when I'm listening to something at work, I want to listen to what I'm familiar with, or in the car. I'm not going to listen to new stuff like that.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick. Like I might listen to something that like I accidentally stumbled upon and happen to like it a lot, but like I'm not going to invest my 40 minutes in my car alone. I'm going to listen to an album that I love or that I just got.
Yeah.
I'm probably in my car 4 hours a day, usually, just going from place to place.
Yeah.
And so I'm the same way. I want to listen to something that I know and something that I like because, I'm as Glenn, I'm stuck in traffic on the 401 a lot of the time, and which is just miserable. The 401, for anyone that doesn't know, is like the 405 out in California, except it's bigger and it's actually the busiest highway in North America. Believe it or not, it runs through the middle of Toronto, and it's a nightmare. So I'm in my car all the time, and I don't have. If I'm listening to something new, I want to be able to sit down and give it its undivided attention.
Yep.
Where I don't have that in the car because I get interrupted by phone calls and fighting traffic and whatever. So, and half the time I'm at work and I'm just like, because I work for a bunch of freaking morons. So I want something that, cheers me up or whatever. So I got to save the new music discovery to when I can actually devote more time to it. So
yeah.
Maybe that's my New Year's resolution. I need to carve out some more time for doing that.
Yeah. I throw on Spotify and just kind of someone comments and said, "Have you heard this?" I'll go on Spotify and just.
I refuse to stream anything.
Well, I don't stream. Like I will buy an album, but I like to stream. If someone says, "Have you heard Bill Smith before?" and I've never heard it, I'm not going to run to the store and buy a Bill Smith album. I'm going to listen to it on Spotify to see if it.
I'm going to look on YouTube to see if it's. I'm going to look on YouTube first.
So I always kind of sample it, but I would never. I never stream music to listen to enjoy music.
I don't either because I've got too many friends that are musicians, and I see how little they get paid in that revenue stream. So I'm just.
Rob, here's one for you. Sam will get this.
Yeah, no shit. I could walk
Lakeshore Boulevard.
Oh God, yes.
That's funny. There are alternate routes in Toronto.
On the weekend, as Glenn knows, I met with Brian from Embryonic Robot and Chris from Stylist Meets Vinyl, who I think is watching, or he was watching earlier. We met downtown Toronto. Glenn was invited, but he couldn't make it because he had to work at a hockey arena or something.
I did.
But we had a great time. Went to some record shops downtown. So when I drove in the morning, took the 401, 427 Gardner, and it was great, no problem. Coming home, holy man, it was an hour to drive in. It was about 2 hours and 45 minutes to drive out.
Really?
And I said to the guys, I said, I absolutely hate
the Gardner or the 401. What was
the Gardner. Well, getting to the Gardner, I parked near Sonic Boom, which is only like 4 blocks from the Gardner, something like that. It took me 45 minutes just to get to the Gardner.
Wow.
And then the Gardner was just from when I got on at by the Rogers Center and the hockey arena. From there till it lightened up just before the 427 was like another hour. You just go,
oh my God,
I hate driving in this city.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sometimes it's better just to take the inner city roads. Like I would take King Street until it turns into the Queensway or something.
Normally, if I'm going downtown, I'll drive up to York University and take the subway down. But I was lazy this time.
Be insane. This is a great question. Thank you.
Ooh,
because I think both of these are incredible albums, and I hate this. I've
never listened to it, but I've made no qualms about that.
2 probably top 20 albums of all time for me.
Absolutely. I got to go White Album because I'm such a Beatles fan.
Yeah,
but Electric Ladyland is
my favorite Hendrix album, and just great question.
I mean, they're very, very different albums. Very different.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh, best double album.
White Album.
Blonde on Blonde, right, Glenn? For you.
Blonde on Blonde, yes. Thanks, Sam. I was having a brain cramp there.
Yeah, I had your answer for you. That's tough.
Now the thing is, double albums always bug me because I think once the CD came in to the world,
that's my problem.
There's no more double albums.
I'm trying to think of double albums.
The CDs hold 70 or 80 minutes of music, and that every one album is like
just
so much bigger.
Any album from the 90s, all those albums were an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it's got to be a record, like a vinyl album that came out pre-CD, I think.
I think you got to say anything over 50 minutes is a double album.
Yeah, but they aren't really double albums because they weren't made that way.
Yeah, maybe Goodbye Yellow Brick Road for me. Maybe
might be the 2 best opening. Well, I shouldn't. It could arguably be the best 2 opening tracks ever.
On Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Funeral for a Friend and Love Lies Bleeding.
Oh yeah, well, that's one song to me. But yeah. Oh. Did you watch the Elton concert on Disney?
No.
I stayed up late. I stayed up till 2 a.m. and watched a Dodgers stadium.
I don't get the Disney Channel. 2 bands I discovered on YouTube in the past year: Amyl and the Sniffers. That's quite a name.
Wow.
Amyl Nitrate, obviously, and the Sniffers from Australia, and Starcrawler from LA. Dynamic.
I don't know either of those.
Interesting. See, that's when you need a piece of paper and a pen to go. Oh, Quadrophenia is not too long.
Tommy. I love Tommy. That might be it for me.
Quadrophenia is my favorite Who album.
Tommy might be my answer for.
Oh, look who's here. Mr. Nelson.
Oh, when Quadrophenia is mentioned, somebody wakes up.
Yeah, you woke up. Randy, would you like to come on with us? You're more than welcome.
Yeah, I haven't been on a call with Randy in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been about this
Randy,
little over a year.
I'm going to put the link up for you.
Randy will just come up and use a bunch of profanity and then leave. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, he's trouble. He's trouble. There's a link. Come on, Randy. Randy Nelson, Rob? Randy's a great guy.
I know him by reputation, and I've seen his videos, but we've never crossed paths, so to speak.
He's a scary guy.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Is he gonna come on? Is he not gonna come on? Is he gonna say sorry, not tonight?
Was he watching football?
There's no football on tonight.
Oh, today's Tuesday. Man, I thought today's felt like a Monday. Woohoo!
Especially loves guitar crawlers. They're inspired by a lot of the classic bands, and you can hear it. They're continuing the tradition of great rock.
Well, that makes me excited to check that out.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a lot of that kind of music being made. So
No, very little.
Did you all take advantage of any? I mean, not to give away Christmas gifts, but did y'all buy any records because of Cyber Monday or Black Friday?
I couldn't find Canada. We get ripped off.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing up here.
Yeah, they put if a record's normally $30, then they take 7% off or something.
Right.
And you get $35 or something.
I mean, like all the big stores have Black Friday sales, but they're nothing compared to what they are for you guys. And
yeah, we get ripped off.
I went to Walmart on Black Friday to buy a big screen TV. It's like, who cares? Like the deals were fine, but
yeah.
Walmart here doesn't sell records in Canada like you guys do. So
well, they do, but it's like
online.
New Adele album and new Taylor Swift album.
Hey, don't knock Taylor Swift.
Okay, we got a fourth for Euchre.
There we go.
Hey, Randy.
What's going on?
Now we're
Randy,
50.
This is Rob. Rob, this is Randy.
Hey, Randy.
I just saw. I was watching. I forgot his first name. From Embryonic.
Brian.
Shoot. So you're the one of the three.
I'm one of the three.
Right.
He's one of the three.
He's like Pavarotti, Domingo, and the other guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Modern vinyl is so pricey. Yes, it's certainly getting worse.
Did you get to go?
I was paying Bill earlier and doing some other stuff, but I listened to you for a while, and I'm with Rob, but John Lennon is my guy for the Beatles.
There you go.
You don't listen to any of the other solo? You don't have solo stuff?
I have some McCartney. I have a greatest hits by George Harrison and a greatest hits by Ringo, and one of the All-Star Band things.
Oh, wow.
That's about it. But I do have several McCartney ones. It's just John Lennon is the guy I go to probably.
You bought some cool stuff for Record Store Day. I enjoyed your video.
But
I like the Motown stuff you picked up. That was great.
Yeah, I bought a couple online because I was working on Black Friday. I got the Brian Wilson soundtrack, which has a couple new tunes on it. And then I bought the Fountains of Wayne vinyl reissue of Traffic and Weather. Those are the two that I wanted over anything, and they had them online, so for same price. So they should be getting here within a week.
I almost bought, and I had this in my video, and I cut it out. And funny, Brian had it in his video, and he cut it out too. We were at Sonic Boom, and one of the things for Record Store Day that I was interested in was Fleetwood Mac did their alternate box set. So it's all their alternate.
So before you go on, that was $259 at the mall where I saw it.
So do you know at Sonic Boom it was $226.
Okay.
So here's my dilemma. I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan. I have all of the alternate releases except for alternate Tusk, which is crazy expensive, and alternate Mirage. I have all the others. So they had the box, and I picked it up, and I carried it around the store for like an hour. And Brian and I were talking, and he goes, "Oh man, you got to buy it. You got to buy it because you can sell. You can buy it. You can take the other ones that you've got, and you can sell them, and that'll pay for the box." And I'm like, "You're absolutely right, Brian. I love you because you think like I do. You're like the little devil on the shoulder." And I walked around and I walked around, and I still went to myself, "It's $226." And I just bought a big screen TV yesterday.
Oh gosh!
So suddenly my conscience started to sound like my wife, who's a wonderful woman. But so then I put it back and didn't buy it. And I'm glad I didn't buy it. But by the same token, I also wish that I had bought it because if I had sold my individual ones, it would have paid for the box.
I'd love to get it too. But I don't know what that's selling for in the U.S.
What is it? The
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac alternate.
What do they call it? Alternate.
I don't know what the box is called.
It was the RSD thing.
Let's see if it.
Some of the so there's 6 alternate albums, and some of them are really good. Like the alternate Rumors is great. The alternate Live is awesome. And some of them are kind of shitty. Like alternate Tango in the Night, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, but even Tango in the Night's not that like. I mean,
No, it's a crappy album.
Relatively, it's not that good.
But I've got this little bit of a problem where I'm a completist and I got to have everything.
Yeah.
But I really wanted alternate Tusk because the idea behind these alternate releases is they're either live stuff or demos or early takes or rehearsals or whatever. And the alternate Tusk album, it's all live versions of everything that was on the Tusk album. I'm like, I gotta get it.
Yeah. So what? It was the alternate. It was the whole box set.
Alternate collection, yeah.
It looks like there's you can find it.
It's got kind of a gray cover.
Yeah, is it 8 LPs?
Yeah,
yeah, it could be because I think there's doubles in there.
It's selling for just $190 on
Yeah.
vinyl, like on.
Oh, so we're not too bad at 100.
Yeah, so I could have picked it up for $2.
It's on eBay. It's on eBay sealed right now for 180.
Yeah. Problem for us though, so 180 is
13% tax.
240 Canadian, and then you pay probably $50 in shipping to get it here.
Yeah,
And they're going to nail you probably $60 at customs. So that $190 US record for us ends up being over $300.
yeah, it's insane. You can't do it. I like to, when I go down to the States, I like to take advantage of stuff like that. I can pick stuff up when I'm at my daughter's, but
So,
like, replace. But
Glenn, did you end up renting Moon Age Daydream?
I not yet. I was a little tired this afternoon, so I thought I might fall asleep. So I want to save it. It's $5.99 to rent. I'm going to rent maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
It's like a 3-day rental for $5.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
I'm dying to see it.
Turn off the lights in the basement and let it go.
I can't believe how much I am enjoying the soundtrack album. It's fantastic.
It was a loud movie, I'll tell you, in the theater.
Yeah.
It was loud.
Wow, that part with Jeff Beck. Have you seen that, Randy? You heard it with the it's a 1973 clip of Bowie doing the Gene Genie with Jeff Beck playing guitar, and then they break into Love Me Do, the Beatles song, and join it. Mash it up, the two of them, and it's such a great performance. Oh my God. Blew me away.
Yeah.
Supposedly Jeff Beck put the kibosh on ever releasing that or something. In the movie, is that in the movie with like a video clip?
I don't remember that happen. Oh yeah, I do remember Love Me Do.
Yeah.
It's kind of slower and bluesier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't remember Jeff Beck though for some reason.
Oh, you were talking earlier when I had just earlier in the day I had ordered the Stones mono box set.
I was going to ask if you ordered it.
It's like
how much did you order it for?
Like $414. I don't know.
$414.
Oh,
is that free shipping?
Supposedly on Amazon, if it goes down, then you get the.
Yeah, the good thing about pre-ordering Amazon is you don't have to pay for it until it gets shipped. So you can pre-order anything.
And you're right to find those albums. I mean, they're going to be, if they're in good condition, it's be like $40-50. Some of those early Stones albums to get a good copy of them. So
this is what how many albums in this set? 16.
16. What is that last one? It said something about the Stray Cats.
Stray Cats is it's kind of like the Beatles' past masters. It's songs that weren't on albums,
like B-sides and stuff.
B-sides and yeah.
What the Stray Cats have to do with it? They picked them out or what?
I think they just named it the Stray.
Oh, that's the name. That's just the name of the.
It's Stray. It's Stray songs, Stray Cats, and then they had the Stray Cats blues song.
I kept wondering, what are the Stray Cats doing on here?
Yeah,
y'all are really enticing me to get this thing. And I don't do vinyl box sets hardly ever.
Do it.
I
don't even know.
Do you get a bonus check from work, Sam, or anything?
Again.
Do you get a bonus check, Christmas bonus?
No.
No.
I mean, I got a bonus I got a pay raise when I got my promotion a couple months ago.
No bonus, eh? Christmas bonus. Every company gives out a Christmas bonus.
No company that I've worked for has ever given a Christmas bonus.
Yours doesn't?
Nope.
Wow.
I'm a commissioned salesperson, so there's no bonus.
Oh, are you full commission?
No, like
I was salary and then with a bonus.
I'm salary, commission, company vehicle.
Oh yeah, wow.
I'm salary too. I don't get overtime because it's a set salary with no overtime.
Well, right now I'm minimum wage.
But all the hockey you can watch.
All the hockey I can watch. It's
Maybe a
fantastic.
bonus hot dog at the end of the season.
No, I don't even get no. There's no bonus hot dogs.
No bonus beer or anything?
Although if they have giveaways tonight for the fans, I seem to get one of the giveaways. I got a free tape measure the other night when the Carpenters Union was sponsoring the game.
Yeah, nothing says hockey like tape measures.
That's pretty cool.
I see you're in second place.
Yeah. Who?
The Maple Leafs.
Yeah. No, I'm working for a team called Belleville Senators, an AHL American Hockey League team. I'm an usher. I got a job.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's a paper boy.
Glenn doesn't know that. Glenn doesn't know that team.
Yeah. Moon Age Daydream is awesome, Glenn. My cousin and I saw it in the theater in September. It's like collage of Bowie's music. Thoughts and interviews.
Yep.
Yes, and Pleasant Valley Picker. Highly recommend this. This is fantastic. So good.
So the way that you were holding it looked like a vinyl, but I was like, it looks like is that a 10-inch?
Yeah, it's not out on vinyl yet.
It's just a CD.
2 CD set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out on vinyl in 2023.
Talking about Fleetwood Mac, I got a Fleetwood Mac here. One of the ugliest covers.
Yes, that is.
Oh yeah. It's a little too much Mick Fleetwood, if you ask me.
Who was in the band in that for that album?
Was that when Christine had just joined?
Which one you got there? Oh yeah, that's a little too much, Mick.
What's his name was still there? Peter Green was still there.
Oh, was he? Was Peter Green in that? It's still okay.
Dave Grohl's on that album.
Peter
Dave
Green
Grohl's on every album.
Jeremy Spencer,
Dave
John
Grohl's a slut.
McNeely, and Mick Fleetwood.
Speaking of Dave Grohl, this is the one I was talking about earlier, Glenn. This is what you got to get.
Oh, that's the back.
Phenomenal soundtrack album.
Interesting.
No,
I really enjoyed that movie. Actually, I thought that was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. But the people that are on here: Greg Dooley, Dave Grohl, Mike Mills, Thurston Moore. It's great.
Mike Mills is on a lot.
Now, was David Grohl? Was he in Nirvana when he made that?
Well,
Like,
this
that's
is
a long time
so
ago.
this was 1994.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great covers of the stuff the Beatles would do in Hamburg.
Interesting.
Being a Bowie fan since '72 when I bought Ziggy, and I learned things watching I didn't know before. I realized how driven I came across a relentless yet focused soul. He's incredible.
Randy, did you get the Tom Petty set?
Okay, yeah, Christian, we were just talking about that. Rob was just telling his story of having it in his hand and putting it down because it was just a bit too pricey.
Yeah.
I think it's on our radar, though. Fleetwood Mac cover could give nightmares.
No.
Simon and Garfunkel and Grohl. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Grohl.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kennedys honor Montevanti with David Grohl. That guy will go on anything.
Dave Grohl sings the songs of Weird Al.
He's just a slut, that guy.
I love him, man.
Dave Grohl and the Temptations.
Oh, yeah. He'll do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave Grohl tribute to Lenny Bruce.
Exactly. Don't you notice that, though? He shows up on everything.
I want to see Dave Grohl with the Wiggles.
Yeah. Has he been on Sesame Street yet?
Yes,
Probably.
he has, I'm pretty sure. That's when you know you've made it, though, when you make it on Sesame Street.
Oh, he's got it coming in the mail. Yeah, I don't know. It would be great to get, but 200. Yeah, it was what did I say? Yeah, it was 250 some bucks. Jeez.
I was telling the guys, Christian, I had it in my hand because I've got all of the alternate ones except for Tusk and Mirage, and I thought about buying it and selling my individual ones to fund the box set, but I didn't, and I will probably regret it.
I think you'll probably see it kicking around some. Like you always see these record
my
store
hope
days
was that
sticking around forever. They don't sell out.
My hope was that people thought like I thought and will buy the box set and sell their individual copies that don't have all of them.
Yeah,
which would make the individuals a little more available. That's my hope, anyway.
And maybe you can pick up Tusk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually had alternate Tusk at the first record store we went to, Cops, and it was $150 just for Tusk.
Whoa!
alternate Tusk.
Wow! You can buy the whole box set for
For
200.
226, yeah.
That
So
makes
you
sense.
see my dilemma, right? I was,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, it's amazing. It's just so much money. And there's so much stuff. I've never seen a time when so many like so much amazing stuff's coming
It's
out.
because all the great music is hitting those like 50-year marks, and so we were getting all these deluxe sets.
Yeah.
I mean that's going to continue for the next 15 years of really good albums, and then after that it's going to die. Like I don't see them putting out a super deluxe, Justin Bieber album, in 50 years. Because the people today they don't go over above and beyond. They record what the record company has them record, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or you have Dylan or even McCartney, coming up with songs in the studio and pumping them out, and never makes it to wax.
Well, I'm wondering how much of the next generation who's growing up on listening to music on their phones and whatever else
Well,
is really going to be interested in physical media. Like I think you guys are the last generation who are going to be into physical media. I think.
I don't think so, because they said that this current generation has helped save vinyl essentially.
Yeah.
And has helped. What was the other thing? What was it? Maybe like Blu-rays or something like that. Something physical that they could still get digitally.
Really? Well, that's interesting. That's good to hear.
It's good to know, and like I've seen people all the time posting on social media that are 7-8 years younger than I am, with their their little Crossley suitcase turntable starting out. So that's cool. That's still a thing. And vinyl sales are just like doing like that every year.
When you go to record store day sales, what's the demographic? Is there all over the place, or because I haven't really?
Well, when I do it, I mean, I've only done it a couple of times this year because I've worked on Fridays. No, I mean, I've seen people my age. I've seen guys like in college, like 21, 22. And then obviously, you see people in their 60s, 40s.
Yeah.
Actually, what you really don't see a lot of people like that grew up on records and record store. Like you don't see a lot of 70-year-olds, 65, 70-year-olds. It's really become a younger thing. Like
wow.
early 60s down is about as high up as you'll get for regular attendees.
I've noticed a lot of, at least where I am, when you go to record store day or you go to record stores in general, they carry a lot of new vinyl. It's younger people.
Yeah.
My age, Sam's age. You go to record shows where people are predominantly selling used vinyl.
Good point.
It's old guys.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's an interesting dichotomy.
It's people that can get a bargain. You got your used vinyl and CDs. You got your $10 stack. You got your newer records, but it's also because it's like at 10 in the morning, like at a hotel across town. So like people are getting up that are already up. The older people,
right?
The record store day, it's like a niche kind of thing. Like, oh, there's these cool colored variants coming out.
Yeah, true.
That are collectible and like really cool for a young person, like because it's physical, but it's got that flashiness to it that people, of my generation are looking for, the flashiness, the collectability of it. So it's almost more for the collectability than the music for a lot of people, but still, I mean, that's a start.
Are they buying the new Taylor Swift album in colored vinyl, or are they buying Stones in colored vinyl?
I would say, I mean, obviously with like the whole like Adele thing, Adele crashed the vinyl industry. And Taylor Swift, I mean, even like CDs, she was putting out like 4 different covers.
All I'm going to say is I did not buy the Stones box set, but I do have Taylor on colored vinyl. So
you also listen to the Spice Girls, ladies and gentlemen. No.
And you listen to the Backstreet Boys. So
I will praise the Backstreet Boys till I'm dead.
And I'll praise Taylor Swift.
Hey, there you go.
The guy that has the In Groove, the guy out of Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched this channel, but he was going through and he was saying that a lot of the hip hop titles go fast, so that a lot of the younger generation that listens to the music that's coming out now.
Well, I just saw
Billie Eilish and all that are buying vinyl now.
They just released like top 5 vinyl albums like end of year, and Thriller is like in the top 5. The new Billy Strings, he's a bluegrass player. His album's up there. One of the top albums was Gene Autry doing Rudolph for this time of year, and like physically, it's being sold. So I mean, like old music is still being purchased physically. I mean, Thriller. I mean,
Here's the thing I think about. Back in the spring, going back to Taylor Swift for a second, everyone shit on her for being the Record Store Day ambassador. And I thought it was a phenomenal thing because her fan base is rabid, they're young, and if her pressing her albums on vinyl has got a slew of young people into buying her records on vinyl, then it's not a big step for them to start looking at some of those other classic albums, be it Thriller, be it Rumors, be it some of those classic landmark albums. If she's the gateway to get younger people to buy vinyl, hats off to you, Taylor.
Oh,
Good for
absolutely.
you.
Yeah.
Say what you want about her music is irrelevant. The pull that she has in the music industry, and she has embraced vinyl. And if that brings a whole new chunk of demographic to the vinyl buying,
if it gets people buying turntables, and
we all win. We all
because
win.
there are people like Jack White who, while he is incredibly talented and incredibly creative, he's not packing football stadium every single night, like in the same town 5 nights a week. She is. And so she can have that pull, even though he's the one who's been pushing for vinyl a lot longer than Taylor Swift. He's not going to have the same impact because people don't know the name Jack White like they do Taylor Swift.
Right.
A 2020 article said the Beatles adding album sales to downloads and streaming. The Fab Four moved 1.1 million units from January to June, 25% more than their closest rivals, Queen. Wow.
I believe it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Queen totaled up 768,000 units, as well as landing the top rock album. Nielsen's mid-year report. Classics bands still sell.
Yeah. Well, especially when you get things like the Queen biography or the Elton John thing. I mean, or obviously, unfortunately, when they pass away, like when David Bowie passed away, sales skyrocketed. Whitney Houston, when she died.
Yeah.
It's all that, supply and
Queen
demand.
seems to be a band that really resonates with younger people for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it is because of that movie. I'm not sure.
It's because of their diversity, with Freddie being, homosexual. So it's that inclusiveness of the music that this generation that really takes to heart with a lot of, what they rally behind and sort of things.
I think it's also,
and the movie.
Right. You're right. And I think it's also, I've watched several reaction videos of people that have watched, for example, the Queen perform a Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time, or watching their Live Aid performance for the first time. And I think that how do I say this? The ingenuity and the performance level and the quality of that music that Queen made is light years ahead of what the majority of popular music that these kids are listening to is. That they're just blown away that music can be that good. I think that's the other thing that sort of opens them up to, wow, why haven't I heard this before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's like people, again, like latching on to Elton John, like they hear a song like Benny and the Jets for the first time. You're not getting that on a Billie Eilish album. Nothing against her.
Right.
But you're not going to get something that powerful and anthemic.
Right.
And just the stringed arrangements on some of those songs are just unbelievable. And they don't hold a candle to stuff that people are going out and seeing today. Even though people are selling out, Billie Eilish is selling out, Taylor Swift is selling out in terms of like what kind of music they're putting out. It doesn't hold the creative prowess that it did, 20 years, 30 years before that.
My nephew Jack, who just is in college last year, but last year was in his last year of high school. He said that when he would wear like Beatles, he's a big Beatles fan. When he wore Beatles t-shirts to school, like he would get teased. People would go, "Oh, they suck," and all this kind of stuff. He found it,
that's crazy,
intimidating.
Well, that's kind of what happened in the 70s with Kiss. People kind of like, crapped all over the Beatles because Kiss was the cool thing.
Yeah. Jack White had Starcrawler. There's Starcrawler again.
Oh, interesting.
Opening some dates on his latest tour. Starcrawler's guitarist influenced by Jack White. He's a fan who's playing. Interesting. Love Jack White. He's going to be showing up on my top albums of 2022.
Have you seen his performance? Because I was talking about with Petty, the shaking all over. So I always forget how much I love that song until I listen to it. He did a version of that with Wanda Jackson on the David Letterman show.
Really? Shaking all over?
Yeah, in like 2006.
I got to see that.
I think he produced an album of hers, and so she was the featured performance. They have, Paul Schaefer and the whole band was playing, but Jack is playing, like no. It's really cool.
Really?
She's like 81, 82 years old in the video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you should. I'll try to remember to send it to you so you don't forget.
Please.
It's yeah.
She put out an album where she
this big
plays with a
following
lot of famous
Universal.
artists from yesteryear.
What was that? Sorry?
Wanda Jackson did put out an album where she played on a lot of, had a little more modern people playing on there with her.
That must have been it. Yeah.
I don't know. But that was, 10 years ago.
Yeah, very good. Well done. Yeah, because it looks like the video was posted 11 years ago. I'm sending it to Glenn now just because I'll forget.
I can verify that Queen has this big following is because of how universal the music is. They wrote music that everyone can enjoy, and it comes to how diverse they were. Well, I mean, you could say that about the Beatles too, right? Briar? Be kind of the same. Yes, Jack White has put out some great songs recently. Yes, he has.
You always wonder where Jack White's going to go next because he just had that, surge of songs they just put out this year.
Yeah.
Will he go back with the Raconteurs for another album or Dead Weather?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He can go any way.
He can play with Dave Grohl.
Right, featuring David Grohl.
I'd like to see him partner with
an
older country artist again, like he did with Loretta Lynn. Like if all of a sudden, Jack White's playing with Willie Nelson, like, whoa, where'd that come from?
That you could see that.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Robbie Fulks?
Robbie Fulton? No.
Robbie Fulks, Fulks.
No.
He's kind of a Americana country-ish artist, but he did an album with Jerry Lee Lewis's sister. What's her?
Jenny Lewis?
No, Jerry Lee Lewis' sister. Can't think of her name now. Jerry Lee and what's his sister's name? Anyway, she was a rockabilly artist.
Is that the one who did the album with Van Morrison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Linda Gale Lewis.
Linda Gale Lewis, yeah.
But Robbie Fulks does an album with her, and she does rockabilly songs, so it's really good.
Huh.
That's cool. I don't have any Wanda Jackson albums. Is there some cool Wanda Jackson albums or?
Yeah, her early rockabilly stuff's pretty good, but
really,
I don't know it's compilations. Now, if you like Wanda Jackson, you should listen to Tammy Nielsen.
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Really?
She's got that Wanda Jackson sound.
Wow. I love musicians that can change it up. One reason I love Bowie's discography. Yeah, Bowie's, it's amazing. If you dig deep into Bowie's, it's not all the glam rock stuff from the 70s. It's amazing the stuff he did.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, Tammy Nielsen was actually born in Canada. So.
Oh, really?
That going for her.
And made it to New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's a long way. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I need to check out Robbie Fulks.
Yeah, that's great. I guess this Friday we'll be doing another CD exchange.
Yes.
Do you know who you have this time, Glenn?
I am listening to Elvis Costello's latest album, A Boy Named If.
That's one thing I was going to mention about the Tom Petty thing, because they do a version of Little Maggie, which is sung by Scott Thurston, who was the Latter Day Edition, like with Wildflowers. Yeah. He sings it, and he sounds a lot like Costello on that song, the way that his vocal tone is.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. He's supposed to be having some health problems now or something, I heard.
Scott Thurston?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I just saw an interview with him.
Yeah.
He looked very old on the last tour, and he was one of the younger ones.
Yeah, great musician.
He's played with everybody.
Yeah.
He was in the Stooges, like as
a respected guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just about time to say goodnight. I don't know if you guys got anything else you want to talk about, or.
Well, winding down November, and yeah, I've
We
got
are.
some.
I
December
need to
1st
listen to that
on
Andy
Thursday.
Partridge you gave me.
What's that?
I need to listen to that Andy Partridge.
Oh, you haven't listened to it yet?
I just heard a couple songs so far.
Yeah. I wished it was off the top of my head. I wished I had known I thought I was giving one to Brian, and I had to do a quick think, and it was just sitting there. There's a couple more that I wanted to give you much more, but I'll wait till next turn around. So, but there's a few cool songs on that. And
Aren't y'all getting specialized picks from Larry at some point too?
yeah, sometime in December, Larry's going to give us all one to listen to.
That'll be fun. I'd like to do that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So anyway, guys, I appreciated. Thanks for everyone who watched. We had pretty much steady 20 people watching. I think that's awesome. And
Very cool.
Contributing. Thank you so much. And Randy and Rob, Sam. Hopefully we can do this weekly. I kind of like doing it on Tuesday nights. So
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's fun.
that is fun. Thanks, guys. Please check out these guys' channels: Sam St. John, Northern Revolutions, Randall Nelson, and we'll hopefully be back next week.
Yep, that sounds good. Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Have a great
Bye,
night.
everybody.
All right.
Bye.